And abrupt stop to the music. That's right. Abrupt stop to the music. Drop the beat, yo. Drop it. Drop it like it ain't hot, because it's not. It's not, and it's on the spot. That's right. As Nurgles rot. That's the way. It is the way. This is the way. I think I should probably fix the webcam, because it's probably not in the correct way. So we'll just fix that a little bit there, and I think wait. Something isn't right. Something is not right. I will fix it. That's right. Did you know that I also double as a tech marine? Yes. Well, now it seems it's like a bit. Is it a bit low or high, or what? If I go here, it seems fine, but here, maybe if I just pull this down a little bit. There. Haha. Perfect. Aha. Excellent. Excellent. Finish him. So we got some Terminators to paint. Yay! Terminators. Everyone's favorite. Okay. So I got, what, 2 of the sergeants done? And then there was just like the third sergeant, and needed to get all the silvers done onto that. And then there's the other 12 Terminators. And they all need to get their silver medal applied. And then get given the washes. I mean, I could do all the flesh wash right now on the gold. I mean, I could. I mean, it's kind of interchangeable at that point. It wouldn't really matter too much if I did one or the other. But I mean, if I've already started the silver, I might as well just go ahead with, just proceed. I might as well. Hey, Jackler, here you are. Here he is. He's gonna rock you like a hurricane. There he is. Was that my... Is that me doing that? What messed up there? Something didn't sound right. All right. I think that's good. I think it's good. Should be good. So, just like yesterday, I'm just gonna go through these the best I can, the most I can, all I can. Can you do the can? And then, yeah. And so I've got the After Dark chats open. You know, just like I'm like that Uncle Adam guy. Uncle Adam, right? You know. Oh, well, we got the After Dark. It's open there, right? Pachow, 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 chow, pachow, chow. It's open. And yeah, sounds like it's a good time. So let's get started. And by get started, let's have a smoke. I got some coffee. So I've got coffee. I've got 2 cups of coffee. 2 cups of coffee in Raisin Bran. And so I got that going. And now, brother Marines, now we will end. Yeah, and then when these are done, yay. I do have a Terminator chaplain that I kind of kit bashed together that I might want to do after. Although, I mean, technically, he's a bit underpowered because he's a Terminator chaplain that has like a two-handed Crozius. Like he's holding his Crozius and then he's holding it. It's a big one. It's the heavy Crozius. It's like, Chapter Surf, get me my Crozius. Yes, my lord. No, scratch that. Get the heavy Crozius. My lord, are you sure? Get it. So he's got the two-handed Crozius. So he doesn't have a Stormbolter, so... I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, he's not got a Stormbolter. He's supposed to have a Stormbolter. It's like, well, he doesn't got one. Maybe he shoots people with his Crozius. It's got an internal Stormbolter in his Crozius. He just and it shoots out the eyes of the skull. Right? Like, I don't know, man. Quit ripping on me. Me that's criticizing my own thing, because nobody probably would care. So I have to get that one spray painted black. Then I could start on that. Although I'm really not super interested in painting a Terminator chaplain. It just seems kind of boring. But I mean, it would be an easy distraction. Oh, right, we did this. Right, now let's focus on this one guy. He's made out of like a regular old Terminator, plastic Terminator. He's gonna look shit. So. Yeah, the thick boy Crozius. It's definitely the thick boy. Is that thing not playing? Play. There we go. Thought it was being smart. Thought it could outsmart me. No. Can't do that. Did it just freeze again? Like, what's going on there? It's looped. Why isn't it playing? Play. So Marine walks there, and then Marine walks there, and then it should keep playing, but it's like it's not. Here, let me if I switch things. I'm gonna go to something else. And I'm going to go back to it. Let's see if it will fix. No. Something's wrong with it. Something's just wrong. It's just not right. It's not right. There. I think I fixed it. Stupid video thing. The Space Marines in the chapter, they're all sitting there like, oh, this asshole. Not this asshole again. And I guess the Terminator sergeants, they all have like a little crystal in their Crux Terminatus thing on their shoulder. So once that's all done, I'm probably going to go back over that, give that a thin little bit of white, and then maybe a little bit of either Blood for the Blood God to give it like a red gem look, or I'll go for a blue crystal. I mean, it's either way. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go with one or the other. Or I could go green. I could make it green and like a green crystal. Because then it would be like they put Talrasite in their Terminator armor. Talrasite. It's definitely not anything related to the Necrons, and it's definitely not going to be some sort of Achilles heel to them if they were to face Necrons. Talrasite It is not the Bloodhound's major weakness to the Necrons. Talrasite. Don't worry. That Talrasite, it's got them in line. They're fine. So, yeah. And I also I like how with the shoulder symbols, I was able to make 3 distinct squads. Like there's the original squad that I have to fix. But then there's there's 3 other squads. Like one of them has like the white stripes in it. One of them is like arrow symbols. Arrow symbols. And then the other one, and then like the last squad is kind of like a flipped or a reversed version somewhat of the first squad. So I don't know. It works. It's just good. It just works. Just Todd Howard's. Ron Howard's. And then, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Then there's going to be more to the first company. The first company is going to be more complete. I know I didn't do that right because I'm holding a cigarette. But they'll be more complete. And then I can go back to working on something else. Or I can continue to work on the first company. But that would be also, what the fuck. So we'll figure out when we get to that. But I think I'm going to leave tanks onto the sideline for a bit until I get, like, the infantry. Just, like, alright, the infantry are done. No more infantry. Everyone forget the word infantry exists. And now we're working on tanks. That's right. We're essentially going to hop in a time machine. And we're going to act as if my entire Space Marine army is like all Primaris, and they don't have any tanks or transports or any of that. It's just all infantry all the time, all day, all night. Everything they see is just troops. And then it'll be like, oh wow, this major release. A rhino. Land speeders. Dreadnoughts. Dreadnought. Dreadnought! Dreadnought. Melt-a-bombs. 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 All of my brothers are wearing the same helmet. This is my new helmet. Not now, Captain. I'm in the deployment zone. There's a bit of a lag there on the camera. Let's wait until that fixes. Fix lag. Wait, did that fix? It's laggy. Laggy. Okay. So let's get some paint on some toys. So we're going to get our lead belcher, our Citadel lead belcher base coat. Let's make this all professional. We're professionals here. We're professionals. I don't envy the task that Valrak has going on right now, where he's got like that Stormbird and the Thunderhawks. Yikes. Like, not only are those big models, but they're gonna have lots of details, and apparently, and I didn't realize this, and I forget who told me this, It was just they just told me it yesterday. Sorry, I'm just kind of brain dead. They were telling me that he threw out the canopy. Man, that's hilarious. I mean, it's not. It is, but it isn't. Like, I feel bad that he thought it was an extra piece of plastic and he threw it out. That is, it's brutal. I mean, it's at the same time, it's like live stream comedy gold. Like that's going back to the days of, oh man, what was it? Jesse something, and then I forget the other guy's name, but he passed away, and they would do like Terraria live streams. Total Biscuit? Yeah, it was Total Biscuit. I'm pretty sure he passed away, unfortunately. But him and I almost want to say Jesse Eisenberg, but that's that's not far off. Um, my headset, I think. Okay. But yeah, they would do live streams, and of course, in the tradition of doing live streams, everything and anything that would go wrong while they would be playing Terraria, right? Like, so just kind of reminds me of that, I suppose. We'll just hope that nothing goes wrong while I'm painting this, because that would suck. So nothing will go wrong. I think I got like some medium on my fingers there. Okay. Now I've got hair in my face. Oh no, everything's going wrong. It's like, I hope nothing goes wrong. Everything immediately goes wrong. Why does the handle feel so weird? Something does not feel right with my paintbrush. Alright, so I think that's got some medium in it, but I don't think it was really the best job of getting some. There we go, that's a better deal. In the combat zone. Okay. So let's get some paint on some toys, and let's get this in focus. That seems like a good distance. Where are we going to start? Let's start with this thing. And I'm probably, when these are all done, I'm going to go back over these, I guess they're like shoulder lights or something, and I guess I'll put some colors in there. Like green and blue and red, or gold and something like that. Or gold, blue, and green, or something like that. That would... different types of targeters. The Nay Marines? I don't get it. I think I should turn those dancing Marines off. Those are probably like they're probably fun, but at the same time, it's like they're covering up like half the screen. Maybe I should make the. I'll have to figure out how to do that again. I kind of lost touch with doing all that stuff. I'll have to make it so when people subscribe or if people subscribe or if they like sent a donation or something like that, then the dancing marine pops up. The dancing bloodhound. That'd be good. Although that I might be somewhat directly stealing that concept or idea from watching a Valrak video and being like, oh hey, somebody subscribed to his thing and there's like a dancing marine on his screen. Maybe I should get a dancing marine. Oh wait. You know, that would be probably better instead of just like the helmet popping up, being like, they subscribed. Maybe I could do that today, actually. I could do that maybe in the stream while we're doing it. While we're doing it, doing it. And then, yeah. And then of course I would test it out and have it all work through test. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Dancing Marine. It's like we already had Dancing Marine, and we've already had it. Now you're taking it away, and you're making it paid DLC. It's like, yeah, well, this is. I mean, you've played video games. You're used to it. You know, here's the game, and now we're essentially going to make it broken or unplayable or whatever. But you can fix it in the patch that's available in the new DLC. Are you just gonna release a patch? No. We've released the DLC. That's just as good as a patch. In fact, it's better because it's got paid for content, including the patch. So your game is broken and you're blackmailing us into being able to play the game? No. The game's not broken. There's a patch that's available in the paid for DLC. Totally different. Totally different. Not the same thing remotely. It's going to be almost embarrassing when I have these all finished up and I have them beside the other Terminators. I'll take a picture, obviously, at when they're done. It's going to be like, wow, that's you should maybe just like redo your old Terminators. And I'll just be sitting there, just no. let's get this leg support thing. Have we figured out what these are? Does anybody know what these are? These like leg pipes on the Terminator armor? Has anybody figured this out yet? I've not been able to find anything. Terminator leg pipes. That's what they are. Just wondering what the noise was outside. Okay, so got the soft suit. Got that on these guys too. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. And the front armor leg pipe things. Oh, his eyepiece. Gotta do that eyepiece. His bionic eye. Or at least, assumingly. It could be bionic. It could just be a headpiece that he's wearing over top of his eye. Baby blues. He's not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do the bionic eye in blue. I'd probably do that in red or maybe in gold or something. I mean, I might have done it in blue in the past, but I think that might look weird. I don't know. We'll see. So I think that covers everything for him. Move on to the next one. All right, Terminator. Let's get this guy all ready. Yes, Slith, let's get him ready. Good job. You sentence. You do that. Oh wait, there's one other thing on the other guy I forgot to do. Wait, back up. Forgot to do his shoulder. Alright, let's go for it. This part's a little bit of a pain. Because it's like, there's... Either way you do it kind of sucks. Like, I could have done it all silver, like all black, and then done all the silvers first, and then done the bone part after, and... You know... There's ways. But... It's not always my happiest way of going about things. Let's get in between those gaps there. So I can try to cover up where I had hit that with bone. There we go. This part might be a bit tough because for some reason, I don't know, these things sometimes are not really quite, I guess, symmetrical in the same sense. But I don't know. Were these sculpted, or were these computer designed back when? I'm not sure. Okay, that seems good. Let's get that top part. Get this middle part here, this little part, and just get one more go in some areas I might have missed. All right, looking good. All right, that's that shoulder done. And that's like, but wait, why do they have one silver shoulder and one black shoulder when everyone else has like one red shoulder and one black shoulder with a silver trim? And the answer is shut your mouth. So now let's go for these leg pipings. Oh, is that even in focus anymore? Okay. Okay. Brother Marines, we are painting Terminators. These are the Emperor's finest. They use tactical dreadnought armor, which is one of the most formidable armors available in the Imperium. It is really, really good. Like, way better than flak armor. And if you thought that your armor in Final Fantasy was good, well then, just imagine if they had Terminator armor, and you'd be like, holy shit, this just made this so much better, and put a lot of perspective in how much shittier my weird anime magic armor is, and then this Terminator armor. It is the absolute best. You'll like how you look. You'll like your Terminator armor. I guarantee it. Everyone wears what they want in this chapter. That's right. I mean, no, they don't. No, they don't wear whatever they want. They can't wear like a fat woman suit. None of that. None of that shit. None of that shit. All right. So I'm gonna need to do silver. Get silver on the palette again. And what's nice about the Terminators now is there's like they have like that mouth part. I don't know, like there's like a rectangle part on their face right here, and then there's like the two prongs. and that part's going to be done in silver, so like that gives a lot of definition to the Terminator face. For the Bloodhounds, it looks nice. It looks nice. It looks nice. Very nice. How much? Oh, Terminators. Too much. They cost too much. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't even need to watch some video to figure this one out. Like the last time I played this game, and I was using, I guess, like my old codex now, and the rule, we were playing 8th edition. I just had a bunch of Terminators, and I put I put an apothecary behind them. So the Terminators were all taking all these hits, and then getting back up and getting healed by the apothecary. It was hilarious. It was hilarious and a little bit broken. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been changed now. I'm pretty sure apothecaries and stuff were nerfed a bit. But still, I mean, it's probably still somewhat valid. Probably still applies. Tough unit with multiple hit points that has that has a healer next to it. I mean, isn't that essentially just the standard, like tank and healer tactic that you would see in like an MMO or in D&D? I think there's just a bunch of abbreviations now. But I mean, like, you have the healer stand behind the tank unit, behind the tank character. I mean, that's just a classic strategy, right? So, yeah, I'm sure it would still work, but I'm pretty sure the apothecary ability, the healing ability, was nerfed a little bit. Must have been too good. It was too good. Welcome. I don't know why I can't hear anybody. Hold on a second. Oh, that's why. Welcome.
Going.
That's right, I just need to adjust my volume. How's it going? Is what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Just going back into these Terminators here. And now I got a bit sidetracked. What was I even talking about? I was talking about something. How are you doing?
Well, great. Just came back from doing some humidity service. I just like a have-to thing, as to get my diploma.
Humidity service. Can you explain what that is?
Community service.
Oh, community service. I honestly thought you said humidity service, and I was like, "What the hell is humid? It's spring. How could it be that humid? Somewhere, wherever. It's like that's why I was a bit confused." Okay, community service. Okay, so you're a criminal.
Nah, not necessarily.
He's a criminal. That's right, ladies.
I just work in the CCC. I required, they required me to do community service also, so I can get my diploma.
Is that like the criminal something party? I'm just joking. The CCC, but like, yeah.
California Conservation Corps.
Oh. That sounds very scary when it says with the word concentration in it. It's the California concentration camp. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you're sitting there like, oh, who thought of this name?
I made a joke once. California constipation corpse.
Constipation corpse. Oh yeah. Isn't it pronounced core?
Core, whatever. I just call it corpse because I just
I get you. I
feels a
get
little
you.
feels a little faster.
It feels faster saying corpse rather than
Yeah,
core.
core.
Corpse.
Constipating corpse.
Think about
Yeah.
count the syllables.
The what?
Syllables. You know what a syllable is, right?
Haven't heard of that.
A syllable? It's the amount of like stops in a word. Like sandwich has, you know what I mean? Like you see how I kind of emphasize both parts of that? Sandwich is there's two syllables. Is that the right word? Yeah. Automatopoeia. You see how there's like a bunch of stops in that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh hey.
Yeah, boy.
Oh,
Dude, Freeze uploaded his review on the Reclaimers of Dorne.
oh, cool.
Fucking Dorne Reds, he hated it. It was so funny.
Oh yeah. What did he say?
You want me to link you the video?
I think you did, but I wouldn't mind some spoilers. I'm sitting here painting, so I can't really.
So, he thought it was kind of poorly structured. The whole lore was like poorly structured, and like all the sentences like didn't grammatically make sense because we all know it's Valorek, man. He's English. English people can't make grammatical sense.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, he was saying how it's basically a whole lot of information that like doesn't make sense with one another. Like he says in the video that like Valorek said that the Reclaimers specialize in CQB, but all the evidence that Valorek said about them points to them actually specializing in fleet-based warfare. And then Valorek commented on his video.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Valorek commented.
He probably sent them.
Valorek basically said
He probably sent them a link.
Huh?
He probably sent Valrak the link.
probably did.
I mean, I send Valrak links. Like
Sends Valorek links.
yeah, I send him links. I was showing him my animations.
Ah, very nice. Great success.
Yeah. So either way, sorry, I kind of interrupted your story, or was that the end?
Well, Valorek basically said that Freezer was using an out-of-date piece of lore, an out-of-date document that's been long since abandoned, essentially. And then Freezer was like, "Oh, really?" Well, he was like, "Okay, well then, if you can send me the new one, I'll make a part 2 on it." And he was like, "I will do it once it is finished."
Well,
And I was like, "Oh, okay."
who was? Sorry, I got lost in the names there while I'm kind of concentrating on my brush. Who was using out of date information?
Okay, Freezer was using an outdated document that
Oh,
a
okay.
subscriber sent him.
Oh, okay. So his complaints or his objections to the chapter were then not qualified. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm understanding?
I would imagine so.
Okay. What a shame. You know, I mean, like I mean, I made a meme recently, which some people loved and some people hated, which was like, okay, have you ever watched this? Have you ever watched The Simpsons?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I forget which episode this is from, but there's these two guys that are like stomping this guy, and this kid just goes
Yeah.
like, "Stop! He's already dead."
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen that.
and so I made like the caption to the meme is, you know, that moment when you realized you preferred the stagnant storyline, and because for the longest time, like 40Ks didn't have a moving storyline or anything, and so the moment that it had a moving storyline, I was sitting here like, fuck. I mean, that means I've got to change my shit. That means I actually, you know what I mean? Like, that means I've got to update my story. I've got to make it something. I can't just ploop. There they are.
Loop.
Yeah, you can't ploop them anymore. You have to Now you gotta be making stories.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fucking Warhammer.
I know, right?
So I have
Well, to be fair, it did take them like 20. What?
Oh, go ahead, to be fair.
To be fair, it did take them like 20 years to actually update the story, because the 13th Black Crusade, like the results of that were like given out in the early 2000s, right? Everybody was told that the 13th Black Crusade was a chaos victory, but like everything stayed the same for like 20 years until Gathering Storm came out.
Yes and no. I mean, it was because it was different when it played out the last time, and I've tried to make like a subtle implication that like you know how like the lore never will acknowledge that it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gonna be like, no, Eldred Althrin didn't die. No, Cadia was destroyed. That's totally how it happened. The 13th Crusade wasn't a failure; it was a success. And you know what I mean? Like these things
Yeah.
will change, and sometimes here's the galaxy, or here's the galaxy in this edition, and look, there's like Necrons now and stuff. It's like, but there wasn't before. So I've tried to make like a little nod to that in some of the stuff that I've written with time loops,
Okay.
where there's essentially, but then again, I kind of also kind of drop the ball on that myself, and I start making new time loops whenever all of a sudden it's like, shit, I need to make a new version of my own shit now. And it used to be like it's kind of a nod to, like, you know how there's like different editions of the game,
Yeah.
and you could say that the lore could be different in each edition of the game slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And would that be,
Yes.
could you explain that away with time travel or time loops or alternate
I don't
universes?
think so.
Why not?
I mean, maybe, but like I have a very hard time like trying to explain stuff anyway. So like making like well, this is just for me personally, but like explaining alternate universes and stuff kind of just confuses me a bit. So I probably wouldn't do that. But to each their own, I suppose, right?
Well, I mean, do you remember? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know when you got into 40K, but I mean, my point is, do you know that at one point Necrons were pretty much just like beep boop 0 1?
Yes.
They didn't talk. They didn't have personality. Now, is that the same universe or is that a different universe?
Different universe.
Do you get what I'm saying? Is it a different timeline? Is that a different time loop? Is that a different universe? Did that never happen
Kind
at
of.
all? You know what I mean? Just forget
I think
about
I
all
get what you're
that.
saying.
So that, yeah, I acknowledge that stuff by going, oh well, that was in a previous time loop. And then if you really wanted to go super far, crazy, stupid Doctor Who and be like, well, oh, they combined and they fought each other now and they're meeting each other. Here's second edition 40K. Like, here's Space Marines in a bar drinking there, having a smoke, and a portal opens up and like modern day Abaddon walks in and is like, what the fuck is happening here? And they're all making fun of him and like throwing tomatoes at him and shit. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would acknowledge that, because also the reason I even decided to make that an acknowledgement is because the first time that I started writing 40K, it was terrible.
Okay.
When I got into writing 40, when I like, my brother was like, here, you're getting into this game essentially, and I got some stuff, and I pulled out an old typewriter, like literally an old typewriter, and
Oh, God.
I started writing a story. That's how I started. Because I was like, I thought it's somehow at that day, on that time, helped me make a story, so I did it. And I made this story where a group of Black Templars are essentially in, endless Dragon Ball Z field, right?
Yeah.
So just endless Dragon Ball Z field, but with like that Starship Troopers base. The one where
Okay.
the one where it's just walls and
Yeah.
there's nothing inside of it, and it's just the most pointless thing ever. So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of Black Templars there, and they're holding that place because there's nothing more 40K than holding a useless location. against endless waves of Tyranids, right? This is what I knew. I knew aliens and Starship Troopers at the time. So in my mind, Space Marines went hoo-ah. They went like ooh-rah and shit. And like,
Oh god.
yeah, I thought they were totally different because I mean, like, I was like what 12 or 13 at the time, and I was like just
You
introduced
thought
into
they
this.
were like basic people, like enlisted and shit. Like, you thought they were like basic, like.
Well, no, I thought
the
their
basic
personalities were different. I thought their personalities were different. And so I wrote this story where I'll get to the point, I guess. Where at this base they get like overrun by Tyranids, and then they all at the end, and then for some reason, as the Tyranids kill the captain or whatever, or the sergeant or whoever, all the Tyranids then run away because there's a big Godzilla scream. I know that makes no sense, but once again, this is a teenager writing this story. Remember.
Yeah. Whatever sounds cool.
So then, what was it? So then they all, stand around the dead captain or whatever, and they see that he's all infected. Yeah, they're mourning the loss, and he's all infected and covered in Tyranid shit or something. So they burn him. And then I was trying to make this like a backstory for my Marines at the time, and I know this makes no sense. Oh, Geo, I saw that Red Hood animation of yours. It was pretty awesome. Jackler says, by the way.
Wait, what?
Jackler says that pretty. Jackler was saying that, by the way.
Thank you, Jackler. I appreciate that, man.
So then, okay, where was I? So yeah, they light the captain on fire. And then for some reason, and this makes no sense, they all howl to the moon at his death. See, this was the extent of my writing talents at the time when I was like 12, 13. So,
They're furries.
well, no. The thing is, I was trying to make a backstory to my Bloodhound chapter, and yeah, and once again, remember that these are Black Templars. So this is like knowing what I would know now. Let's just say
These are like the Deus Vult motherfuckers, right?
Pardon?
They're like the Deus Vult guys. The Black Templars, like the heavy Crusader Knight stuff.
Yes. So I mean,
Yeah.
like this first story is bad, right? But I mean,
Right.
whatever, right? I can move past a bad story and fix it, right? So
Yeah.
they burn the captain. And then the Tyranids are coming back, right? And now there's this one Black Templar, and I specifically write Black Templar Scout. This really, really defines how little I understood Space Marines, the Black Templars, and 40K at the time. Because I called it a Black Templar Scout instead of a Black Templar Initiate or Neophyte. Fuck. Neophyte.
It's
yeah.
Neophyte.
So he... Yeah, and still it shows how much I really care about the Black Templars. Where it's like I still fuck it up. So he's one of them, and then I forget what happens in the middle, but like they're getting swarmed, and they can't oh, they're shit, they're gonna die, and then. And bear in mind, and this is the origins almost pretty much of Arrow, because this scout is named Arrow, by the way.
Oh God.
And so Arrow, this scout, then goes while this base is being overrun, and there's like 5 or 10 Space Marines fighting fighting a planet-covering army of Tyranids. Just imagine it that way. So he then runs off into some like armory that's on a hill that's overlooking, like on a cliff that's overlooking the base. And he goes in and he gets right, yeah. And then he goes in and he like puts on power armor. He just does it. He just puts on power armor, and there's a bike there, and he gets on the bike and he like wheelies off of the cliff, and he's got a power fist on too. And he like power fist, and there's like a giant Hive Tyrant, not like a regular Hive Tyrant, but like one that's like bigger. Like this is essentially the story. It's like this mega tyrant, and he jumps off
Big.
a hive tyrant, but like the hive tyrant of hive tyrants, and he motorcycles off of this cliff, right? And he's going towards like its head, and he like power fist punches it in the face like so many times until it's dead, and then it dies, and then I forget if all the Tyranids just die at that moment or if they like run off. And then essentially you can just cut to that meme where it's like, award that man a chapter. And that's how and okay, and then I end the story. Okay, here's the fine like whipped cream and cherry on top of how little I understood 40K at the time. And then he was given the rank of Primarch and his own chapter. That is like the last line in that like one sheet typed up thing. It's impressive how little I knew, but like I wrote this story and I was like, that's gonna be their story, and then like somebody read it and was like, oof, you know. So obviously there's been lots of changes since then. They are not a Black Templar successor chapter, which I don't think is quite a thing that exists, but sure.
Technically, they would be an Imperial successor chapter.
Yes, that's the thing. I don't think there's such thing as a Black Templar successor chapter. Was the thing I was kind of stressed there.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I want to make that into something. I want to make that now to an animation.
Oh, it's bad, right? Like and they look different back then too. Like the pattern to their armor of my Space Marines, my red and black Space Marines, my Bloodhounds, they weren't the way that they look now. They were actually symmetrical back then.
Symmetrical?
Yeah.
They would half.
They were like, if they had the shin guards, the full shin guard was black. If they had the knee pads, the knee pad and the shin part was black on both legs. And both shoulders were black with red trim. Oh, Jackler's heading out. All right, peace, Jackler. And back then they also, like, they were so, essentially, I was just getting into it and I was like, those guys look cool. And I pointed at like the old second 2.5 third edition Blood Angels, the ones that were red with black shoulders, and I was like, those look cool. Yeah. And I had some Space Wolf models, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna kind of make it something like that, but a little bit different with these Space Wolf models, and so hence, oops, I added in the Chemical X. And thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born.
Bloodhounds!
Exactly.
The Bloodhounds.
Zeal is in every round. Our duty is our devotion. We fight for the Emperor. Through Arrow we serve.
Wait, so is he one of the two lost Primarchs, or is he like a test Primarch that kind of failed, or... Like, what's his story?
Ooh, okay, I get to go about this. Yay, this is always my favorite thing. I better...
I
better practice... relax my throat. Okay. Okay.
I'll get my cup of coffee.
Yeah, everyone strap yourself in.
It's gonna be a long one.
This one's a long one. And I mean, like, so you're meaning, like, the most recent, what I would consider fan canon Arrow right now, you mean?
Yeah, like, I know he's a Primarch, but is he like
he's a clone.
Is he like one of the two? Oh, he's a clone?
He's a clone.
Is he like a test that kind of went wrong, or? He
is a tool. Much like the Primarchs might have been, potentially, hypothetically. Okay. Like, do you want me to just, like, put, like, in, like, kind of like one or two sentences, like, who is Arrow sort of thing?
Yeah, sure.
He's a clone of the 21 Primarchs, including Omegon. He's a clone of the 20 Primarchs put into one person. He is not. That does not mean he is Super Primarch. He is not Emperor 2. He does not have all of their skills. He is typically unremarkable in some senses. He, like the Jack of all trades character. He's the red mage in that sort of sense. And
he just kind of knows he like has experience in every field, and he's like
kind of,
like,
but
like,
not
I
really.
wouldn't say average, but he's like he doesn't really excel in anything. He's kind of just
Technically,
right at everything.
you're right. I would yes and no. I would say on his debut day, technically he had no experience because he was cryostasis hypno trained or something stupid. You know, like in his glass tube thing while he was asleep, he was trained. So and he never met anybody. So he's a really weird person, to be quite honest, because he didn't grow up. He was never a child. He never grew up. He never met anybody or talked to anybody until he was already, living weapon go. But his intention was okay. He was created after the Primarchs were scattered into whatever, right? You know how there's that moment where they're all lost, and then the Emperor used the genetics to create the Space Marines?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where I shoehorn in my story. The Emperor also used that to create this clone. What's Krieger doing?
Hold on, wait.
Sorry, I'm just a little bored.
What?
Wait, so is this so he created the clone? Is that like a failsafe in case anything goes wrong? He can utilize the clone.
Okay, so sorry, I got cut off by him going live, and I'm pretty sure he lost connection there because he's cutting in and out. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, I got distracted. So
You're
what? Yeah, you can hear me though, Gio. Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So but oh man, that's distracting. So damn it. I don't know why I'm finding that so distracting right now. The Emperor made.
Pretend like it doesn't exist.
I might just have to mute him. I'm sorry, Krieger. I have to mute you. Or did he just stop talking?
I think he just stopped talking. Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. That was kind of creepy. But either way. So, okay, where was I? So the Emperor lost the Primarchs, made the Space Marines, and then he made this clone of the 20 Primarchs, which I was talking about this with some other people. Otherwise, I'll just get to the point. He made it as a tool to find the Primarchs because it would have a connection because it would have a connection to them psychically and all this sort of stuff. So he could use it as a dowsing rod, like a bloodhound. Although I've never really properly decided how they've got their chapter name or legion name. That's somewhat left ambiguous because it's not quite making sense.
Well,
or did he leave?
Say,
did he leave? I hope he didn't.
He must have left.
I hope he didn't think I was like mad at him when I said like, "Oh, okay, he's back."
He's back. He's back.
So either way, yeah, he made.
You could say they got. Does your chapter have a homeworld?
Kind of. It's a like. I mean, like, what would you define as a chapter's homeworld?
Just a planet that the chapter frequently utilize to get recruits and maybe have a fortress monastery on.
So they don't have to originate from that planet, right?
No, they can take the Flesh Terrors for example. They settled on a planet called Cretaceous after the Horus Heresy to get recruits from. That's their homeworld.
Okay, no. Then the answer is no. They don't. They don't have a homeworld. They had a world that they claimed at one point, which they didn't realize was actually part of their psycho indoctrination. Okay, this is all jumping the gun somewhat, because because there's prior details okay. There was a planet. The planet was Talrak, and now they don't have a planet. It's Talrac, by the way. Now they don't have
Okay.
now they don't have a planet because Talrak was eaten by giant space worms.
Well, you could say on Talrak that there were like native dogs or whatever that acted like bloodhounds, and Arrow had a pet of one, and he named his like Space Marine unit the
you know,
Bloodhounds.
yeah, that's exactly it. No, that's how they have hounds. They got hounds from Talrak. That already is a thing.
Aha!
That already is a thing. Yeah, when Talrak. Okay, Okay, do you want me to talk about Arrow or Talrak? I mean, I'm torn here. Where do you want me to talk about? Because there's too many topics. There's too many topics.
Talrak to me. I think I got the gist of Arrow.
That he's a clone of the Primarchs, and he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've one question though.
Yeah.
Does Arrow know he's like a quote-unquote Primarch, or does he just see himself as like a regular Space Marine chapter master?
Oof, that's actually that is a good question. I do know the answer to it, and it's actually one of the questions I used to use as a loophole, in a way. Arrow actually, like, he knows who and what he is, because that was essentially the moment he was, like, let's just call it birthed, let's just say, for lack of a better term, or woken up. He essentially was told exactly who he was, and, you know, on a monitor that he saw, he recognized the Primarchs, although he'd never met them before. But and as much as the, like, you know, the Space Marines that he was meant for were like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're a Legion, and this is our Primarch and all that, he actually doesn't see himself as that. He sees himself as something other. He's not a Primarch, but he does consider them his brothers, and he's got a severe little brother syndrome where he wants to find his family. He wants to meet his brothers, no matter what. Like he would seek down even Magnus and shit like that, just for the chance to meet his family that he never got a chance to meet, because most of them were either dead or disappeared in the warp by the time he was essentially alive, because he was late.
May I ask, since the Bloodhounds, you described them as a legion, would they be kind of like a secret legion, like a failsafe legion, that in case anything happens, that they would be like brought out of the woodwork, kind of like the Primaris Marines and how they were all cryogenically frozen?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, actually, there was a friend of mine, you know, back when I was working in the office, who actually said that to me. He walked up to me and he was like, "Oh, did you see the new Primaris Marines thing?" And this was like when they were brand new, and I was like, "No," whatever. And I check it out, and he's like, "Yeah, check this out." And I'm watching the video, and they're like all in these like stasis chambers, and I'm sitting there like, "Oh, those fucks." That's exactly like how I wrote it in my story. But here, okay, I have it written down here. I'll go into history. Okay, so the Bloodhounds was a Shadow Legion, and it was formed and collected under the surface of Terra during the Great Crusade.
Oh, okay. It's like a Shadow Legion, kind of like a... Does that mean a legion that nobody knows about?
It's not on the books. Black Ops. Not on the books.
Okay, so they're like not an official legion. They're more of like a ragtag bunch that are meant for
Oh, there was 10,000 of them.
Oh, okay.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I need to leave earlier.
All right. Well, yeah. So Slade, since there was like 10,000 of them, does that sort of mean that the Bloodhounds have pseudo successor chapters?
No, there was a call for that at one point, and Arrow decided against it in order to retain the identity of the now at the time Bloodhounds chapter.
Okay.
Because
so are they Codex compliant?
Somewhat. I mean, like, there's a series of events that essentially crushed them from the start. Quite literally, I'm using that. Like, okay, their secret underground base, let's just call it, their secret underground lair of Dr. Evil, because they were in that during the battle on Terra, half of it caved in.
Oh, okay.
So now we've got 5,000 of them. And that's like on day one. That's in like hour one. Like they were woken up, and then half of them were crushed alive. And then, yeah, but the thing is, there's a reason for this. It's because they're somewhat cursed. I've not really ever really written that down in some of my things, but they're somewhat cursed to follow in the footsteps of the legions because of their genetic lineage.
Are they cursed like the Lamenters, where they just get bad luck all the time?
Kind of. They're cursed to follow in the footsteps of the legions. Plural.
I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to expound on that for me.
They might turn chaos, some of them. They might not. They might, I'm just pretty much saying that. They might turn what their predecessors did in the past. Like what did the legions do? You know what I mean, during the Horus Heresy. And there's a
Fought
curse.
each other and killed each other.
Yeah, and so there's a curse somewhat upon them in a sense because of their Primarch being a clone of the Primarchs. They then thusly somewhat follow in the footsteps of the legions. No, they do not. They do not apply to the rubric because of some loophole bullshit magic. They do not typically turn into Wolfen, but I'm not saying that they don't. And they do not they suffer of the Black Rage or the Red Thirst.
Okay.
But they can somewhat, let's just call it vampire out, I suppose. They could get the sharpened teeth, let's just say. Like they might show traits that, but the thing is, it's because they're it's one of the flaws. The flaw with their gene stock is that it's in a constant mutated flux sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
Which might end up actually killing the individual over time, depending just on luck, let's just say. Depending on like which traits inside their gene seed, begin to become recessive and dominant and all over time. So even a gene seed, a progenoid, let's just call it, could become just so ruined over time because of changing that it couldn't even be given to a new applicant. That hopefully has been fixed with the Primaris Marines.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So since
Talrak?
I have like kind of a mixture. Not Talrak. One thing you were talking about was that sometimes they may have a case of like vampirism or whatever. So do they like segregate those Marines into like their own individual companies? Let's say one company is like comprised entirely of people who show more signs of the Space Wolves, and another company is like no.
It happens on an individual basis to like each Marine. It's so random, and typically it's so slight that it wouldn't be like let's bring out like the guys who are a little bit more doggy like today. It wouldn't be like that. It would just be it would probably just add a little bit to it would probably just over exaggerate each individual character, let's just say.
I see.
It would just give them somewhat exaggerated traits. For example, one Bloodhound might all of a sudden have that sort of like, Wolverine style, like, I can smell trouble sort of thing. And then there's the other guy that might just turn somewhat feral, his teeth are elongated and he's just ripping somebody apart sort of thing because of, whatever's pumping harder than the other sort of thing at the moment in his blood system sort of thing. And then there's the other guy, Joe. He's dead because he's mutated. He's just lying there dead. Right? Like, yeah.
I got you.
But there are certain individuals, like there's certain characters, like, who probably, I would just say, are immune to this because of plot armor. And in some cases, more severe plot armor than others. Like, Slaith is actually probably one of the most Mary Sue characters ever because he's one of my personal avatar characters, sort of thing.
The guy who was born in Space, Arizona.
In Space, Arizona, yeah.
Yeah. The Wild West planet. He was like the gunslinger or whatever his dad was or something like that.
I have dabbled with the idea of maybe what if that planet was Talrak the whole time?
Oh, they're Arizona Marines.
So then, like, when they went back there by that time, it was just desert planet dead and nobody was there. But however long ago during the Great Crusade, when the Emperor yada 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 yada, and then Slaith was found, planet Wild Wild West, hypothetically Talrak, was maybe a little bit more lively at that time.
Like it was a nice forest world and stuff.
Well, no, it was still shit, but it had humans on it. That's
okay, so
yeah.
it was like more or less inhabitable.
But here's the secret of Talrak. Here's the secret of Monkey Island. Okay, it's what's it called? It's an Agartha planet. It's a hollow Earth. Like Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where like you go into the Earth and then it's like lush forests with like Amazon tribes and dinosaurs and shit for some reason and giant spiders. Yeah, that's where the dogs came from.
Oh, okay.
Like when I made that into a video too recently. Maybe I think I made it like just before the end of last year. It's called the Talrak Cataclysm, where where that's where the space worms show up, crash into the planet, essentially eat the planet. So if to give a better visual, then they crash in, and now there's like this lush underworld that's now being attacked by these giant worms that's ripping the planet apart. And while the planet's cracking apart, sort of thing, like I don't know, imagine like I'm just trying to give a visual of the way that this would look, and I don't know, like that scene from Ghostbusters where the ground cracks open and they fall in, or like when like Frieza in Dragon Ball Z like shoots the laser into the ground and the planet starts like kind of like some parts raising and some parts fissures would be the word. Death Blooms, loving the stream so far. Yo, what's up, Death Blooms? I'm gonna get back to painting at one point soon, but right now I'm just kind of talking about the Bloodhounds, I suppose.
Death Blooms is a good song.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody in the chat, Death Blooms, somebody watching right now, so just giving them a shout out. Yeah.
Good username and a good song.
There's a Discord if you want to join the Discord. There's also this After Dark chat. You're welcome to join if you're cool. If you're not, then get lost. But if but you're probably cool. So the ground breaks open. The dogs run out of the ground. Who let the dogs out? And the dogs like run into their ships. And they kind of just don't do anything about it. They're like, okay. And then they fly off the planet with the dogs. And that's how they got the dogs. And they're called Talratian Bloodhounds.
Very nice. Great success.
Yeah, that was written down somewhere. That's been at least for like a decade.
Oh, okay.
Can't join the Discord at the moment. My app is being buggy. That happens. Sorry to hear that, but that happens sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna have a bong rip and a motivation, an incense motivational tool, and then get back to painting Terminators and I guess answering more questions about Bloodhounds. Because it's fun. I'm having fun. Although if I lose my voice, bear with me. So was there a hanging question that I forgot to answer, or?
I think so. Yeah, I myself have a yeah, rip that bomb. Hell yes, Slade taking a fat rip of that bomb.
It's pretty cheap stuff that I got actually from the store. Really? Yeah, like I mean, some of this might not translate over because it's Canadian, candy money compared to real money, but I got an ounce for $105, including the tax.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think that's pretty good.
I don't know, man. I don't so, like,
it's good.
I don't know the prices of
it's
it.
a good. I thought you were all Californian.
No, I'm Irish.
I thought. Well, you're in Ireland?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're in Ireland, and you have the little brother that you yell at.
Yeah.
I'm trying. So
You now it's all coming back.
it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. I just needed a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mean, like, I meet new people. I talk to so many people, and I get confused. Let's get some of our silver paint out, and let's get our palette ready and go back to painting. One thing that I kind of noticed when I was painting my toys, when I was painting my toys,
They're not toys, Mom.
your models,
They're
your
models.
models, they're miniatures.
Mom,
They're cool.
tactical miniatures.
They're cool. Tactical miniatures. Okay, no, you win. Tactical miniatures.
Yes.
So when I was painting my tactical miniatures,
Of course.
well, years ago, so I decided to, as is apparent in this video at least, to paint my Terminators with a silver shoulder pad. I don't know why. I think I just was like, it's veteran-y, and I didn't have gold at the time. I think that's how that came to be. So, and when I got the Robute Gilliaman model, which I was gonna use for an Arrow model, obviously a little bit modified, but when I got that model, I painted one of his shoulders silver. But then what makes it weird is that it's the shoulder on the opposite side.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Just little things like that sometimes are like, that's weird. Why is it silver on the other side? Well, because. Well, then why are you upset about your guys having opposite side painted legs? Because it's wrong. You see how where there's these weird inconsistencies in my logic in my own chapter?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I get you.
Yeah. But then again, really, to be honest, Arrow is kind of just a plot device character, because I've never really fleshed out the character too much, because how do you flesh out a superhuman being that's probably billions of times smarter than myself in real life? You know what I mean? Like, how could I put myself into the shoes of that character to write that character? It would be so difficult. And then also...
Right.
And then also, I would probably, if I wanted to have him interact with any other characters that would exist, I'd have to then read like every single novel that ever existed with everything, and it just seems like so much work. So it was like, I'll just make him somewhat of a plot device character. Sometimes he turns evil, sometimes he's not, sometimes he disappears, and everybody's a whiny bitch. That's him in a nutshell. Let's get these shoulders done. I don't know, maybe the silver shoulder means something to somebody. Well, clearly it meant something to me. It means veterans.
Yes.
It means veterans.
It's a veteran, Mom. It's not a death watch.
It's a veteran.
It's a veteran, Mom. Wait, so do the Bloodhounds have 1,000 Marines in it, or do they have a bit over, a bit less?
Well, just for fun, I've decided recently to go 1-to-1 to the amount of models that I actually own. The Bloodhounds are currently represented 1-to-1 by literally my model collection.
Oh.
Meaning, they have close to 600 at the moment.
So they're a little bit under strength.
Yeah, they're as I've been kind of recently calling it, Crimson Fist numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're just over half strength for the full chapter, but they are under strength, obviously. So that could be considered a point of peril for the chapter, but it would still be reparable and savable from that point where they would have that many Marines, I believe.
Of course.
And of course, it'll be the Primaris Marines that will come to the rescue. Yay.
Yay.
Gilliman will be like, wow, you are a clone of me and my brothers. Here are Primaris Marines. And then Arrow will be like, da-na-na-na, with a whole brand new chapter of Primaris Marines.
Maybe Arrow just says to Gilliman, he's like, yeah, I'm just a chapter master. Gilliman's like, why the fuck are you so tall? He's just like, I don't know, man. I got good genetics. He's like, okay. He's like, well, here's some fucking Primaris Marines.
I get what you're saying. I get it, but he definitely wouldn't say that first part. He'd be way too upfront about exactly who he is and why he's meeting him and stuff, because he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he'd be definitely like, oh wow, you're like this, and because there is a part that I had before, which it's kind of like the unwritten part of the Bible part, which means like what's that? Not Dante's Inferno, the Hollowing of Hell, you know that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how that part doesn't count, the part where Jesus goes to hell.
Yeah.
Okay. The Jesus goes to hell part of my story, which counts doesn't count, is there's this part where the Primarch clone, because there's times where he's named and there's times where he's not named. There's times where he's just the Primarch clone, and then there's times where he has been given a name and he has a name. Sorry, just coffee swig there. But I've had to modify this over the years, but the most recent version of it is something, the Chaos Gods or Temptation or or like, you know, thinking that he could find his brothers or something. The Primarch clones or Arrow, I forget which one it is. I think it's Arrow. I'm just going by the names. Arrow steals one of his own ships and, using his psychic powers, essentially freezes time on that ship to escape from it undetected. And then like the moment that he's like out of proximity, let's just say, and like the ship's is now all of a sudden back in real time, they just see his ship disappear into like a tear into the eye of terror, or into the warp. And he pretty much just kind of yeets himself into a psychedelic demon world adventure where he then he goes on a psychedelic demon world adventure where he's tempted by the Chaos Gods because they want him. He then finds some sort of area which presumably exists within the warp, but maybe it exists outside of the warp, or it exists nowhere at all, sort of thing. Some confusing space, which I of course I invented, called the Echoverse or Echo Space or something. Called the Echo. Let's just call it that, okay? And essentially it's a vast, endless, misty white void. It just to visualize it. It's a vast, endless, misty white void where emotional imprints throughout the galaxy are left.
Okay.
And during his psychedelic demon world, now he's in some place that doesn't exist, adventure, he meets emotional imprints through time of the Primarchs.
Okay.
So they're not really the Primarchs. They're imprints in time. They're echoes of the Primarchs.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And some of them attack him on sight. Some of them display disgust and then, disappear back into the mist. And some of them are a little bit more understanding. And I think at the time I wrote it so that essentially out of all of the Primarchs, and this is of course an exaggeration, the one Primarch to essentially pick him up on and put him on their knee and go there was the echo of Robute Gilliman.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. I like it. Pretty cool, man. Some nice lore.
Yeah, it gets somewhere. It gets kind of weird, whatever. But at one point, he is during his. This is during the still during this part of the story. He meets like a Tzeentch demon that essentially is offering him a way out, because for him, like, who knows how much time has passed. Maybe it doesn't feel like that long, but for the rest of his chapter, his former legion now, it's been like 5,000 years, and it's been a long ass time since they've seen him. He disappeared and he's been gone, but he has appeared to them on some unreachable ledge or behind something. Some like ghostly image of him watching his brothers, his sons, up in the distance. Like, did you ever watch Doctor Who? You probably did.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
Okay, did you ever see like the old David Tennant Doctor Who?
No, I've never seen that.
Okay, if I were to give you a visual example, when David Tennant Doctor Who was dying, he gave one final last visit to all of his companions, and for some of them, for a couple of them, he was essentially off in the distance in some place that they couldn't even reach him or talk to him, and then he just kind of disappeared again, without saying a word to them. So some of their victories, some of the miracles that one might normally attribute to the Emperor and stuff, they've attributed to him watching over them. But really, the truth is he's been trapped in the warp or whatever, in the Echoverse, for however long, and he made some demon. He made some deal with a demon. Then again, there's different versions of this. So this is the part where it's kind of like it's like, throw the whole bag of salt, like throw a salt factory on this part, He makes this deal with this demon, this Tzeentch demon, and he then is able to find this kind of hallway of mirrors, like hallway of windows. And through each window is a different existence, is a different truth, a different reality. And he has to find his reality and exit into the correct reality. And to give an example, he'll walk through or he'll look through one of these windows or mirrors, and he'll see a reality where the Horus Heresy never happened, and he's standing there next to everybody, or you know what I mean, or one where he was launched off just the same as the rest of them, and he's now actually and he's all painted up, and he's the war boss of a giant orc Wa. That's just two. Those are two of the extreme examples, and because why not? I thought that was a fun idea for an alternate universe version of the character. And he sees all these different realities, all these different things that would be like, oh, wouldn't you want to go to this reality sort of thing? Like, look, oh, you're all, you're clearly paraded and awesome and everybody loves you in this one. But, or making trade-offs, because he can almost see how these things pan out as well in these mirrors, in these windows. He can essentially, and also the demons talking to him the whole time. being like, oh, or you could go to this reality where, your sons will live, but at what cost? Meaning, like, you're gonna die if you go to this one, but they'll live. There's like all these different options that he's been given, and then I forget how, I never really made like a way he escapes, like some clever way that he tricks the demon, or some definitive way that says he definitely got out into the real reality. But the next step of that is essentially he's spit out of the warp, and depending on which version of the Irie character I'm going on, possibly the character Irie is also spawned and spit out of the warp at the exact same time. I'm guessing I have told you about Irie, or is Irie a new character I'm introducing you to right now?
Irie is very much new to me.
Okay. Do you want me to do modern version Irie? Because I mean, like that's even debatable. Or do you want me to walk you through the funny story of Irie, kind of like with the Black Templars?
Just give me like a 2-sentence overview if you don't mind.
Just get to the fucking point, Slaith.
I don't mean that to be offensive, Slaith. It's just that
no. You're not. No. I'm obviously I'm in good humor with this. Obviously, Irie is essentially the face doppelganger and heir apparent to Arrow. Irie is the heir apparent. And what does that mean, right? That means very little. That means, like, what the fuck does that mean? Is he a space marine? Is he a clone? Is he a Primarch? Is he a demon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to... depending on which version, like, I'll give you, like, a nutshell of each different version, and either, like, they're all true, they're not true, there's, it's propaganda, take it for what you will, right?
Okay.
Okay. He was an Emperor's Champion or similar type of thing of the Bloodhounds, who went somehow mad and thought he was Arrow himself. He also mutated and grew giant feathered angel wings, and then went on some kind of purging and cleansing crusade against the Bloodhounds chapter itself.
Okay.
Or he literally is a demon doppelganger that was spat out of the warp at the same time that Arrow was spat out of the warp, and is a doppelganger of him with possibly even maybe his genetics. Like, kind of, just like the demon, the Chaos Gods were like, oh, you won't accept us? Well, then fuck you then. We'll just spit out our version of you, sort of thing. Here's your evil twin. And they spit it, and then the chapter finds Irie first. Irie corrupts a good portion of the chapter and causes it to have a civil war, yada yada. Either Irie kills Arrow and then gets killed eventually, or Arrow kills Irie and status quo retained, or both, etc.
Okay.
The last version, which is a newer version, which I've not really done much with, is during some unspecified time where Arrow was disappeared. He then, inspired by his own birth, essentially, decided to get into cloning, maybe even met Fabius Bile, and made a series of clones, and one of them was Irie. And insert Tron Legacy.
Oh boy.
Right, like, that probably fills in the rest, right?
Yes. Fills in the rest. Thank you, Slave.
I mean, like, I feel like sometimes just a movie reference works just like that pretty well.
Very nice.
I mean, technically that would be a meme, wouldn't it? That was a meme.
Technically.
Solid.
I think so, yeah.
See, meme master.
Master.
Meme master. Okay, so I'm almost ready to actually start up. I'm gonna pack up a bong rip and then start painting. It's getting kind of warm in here, so
Where's that bong slave?
I will try. Ugh, excuse me. Coffee burps. But yeah, obviously there's been a lot of evolution and changes over time based off of what my knowledge is and based off of what the current narrative is and based off of what I thought was fun or dramatic or entertaining or sad or grim at the time. And there's a little bit of and it works in the sense where there's multiple stories because you could apply that as either propaganda or as I was as I was mentioning earlier, different time loops. Like in one time loop, he was this Irie guy was some guy that went insane and mutated. In another timeline, there was there was no guy that went insane and mutated. There was no Emperor's Champion, but the Chaos Gods spat out this thing, and his name was Irie. You know what I mean? In a different timeline in a different universe. You're not familiar with the concept usually or being applied?
No, not really. No, I'm kind of trying to piece it together in my head.
Okay, I'll give an example of like here's a real world example. Well, in the real world, there's a comic book version of Thor, where he is a guy that lives in a trailer park, and he's not a god. He has like a mutant power to become Thor, and also Rogue lives in the same trailer park.
Okay.
Does that give you an idea?
Gives me a better idea. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his name isn't Thor. His name is like something else. You know what I mean? Like he's Thor.
Yeah.
But he's Thor, and it has nothing to do with the other continuity. So, other than the multiverse, but we don't need to get into that, right? So, yeah. So in these different universes and these different timelines and these different chain of events, sometimes the story might be told a little bit differently, but the characters might look a little bit different. Terminator. John Connor being played by a different guy in Terminator. Does that somewhat ring true there?
That makes sense. Oh yes, play tripping bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Painting. Need to actually focus.
Imagine painting when you're high. That's commitment.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I kind of think it helps. I actually have paint on the palette. What was I doing? I'm clearly baked. Okay, I'm gonna need to put more.
Wait, you're high. This is to be expected.
Live streams when everything can and will go wrong. Okay, so let's start this over. Let's get a little bit more. Oh, no, let's start this over. Ends the stream. Starts another stream. Hi, I'm back.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Slade the Space Marine. Oh wait.
I'm dead excited. I forget that guy's name. It was like on something. I don't know. He was in Shaun of the Dead. It's been a while since I've watched that movie, though. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know that movie is a intergalactic treasure.
It's classic.
Sean Bean or whatever.
Sean Bean.
Why not? Wouldn't Shaun of the Dead more apply to Sean Bean than anything?
Right? Dude.
I almost want to make that. Oh, okay. I might want to do that later then. I'll have to remind myself to make like a Shaun of the Dead meme, put Sean Bean on it. Make like a poster that says like Shaun of the Dead and it's got Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Lately the memes, I mean there's been like a 40K airplay thing I've been making memes on, but I've also been doing a lot of like Star Wars memes lately cuz those are pretty fun to do. Those usually will crack me up.
Right?
Would you
my cousins
Oh, your cousins? Sorry, what? Your cousins
Yeah,
what?
my cousin was texting me something. That's why I was laughing. What's up, Slade?
Oh, what did you think of the new Star Wars movies and shows?
Bad Batch? Or
Like
Mandalorian?
all
Which one?
all of it, everything for the last few years, all of the new Star Wars that came out after
Mandal-
Revenge of the Sith, everything after Revenge of the Sith.
Alright, so everything after Revenge of the Sith. 2008 Clone Wars was the shit, okay? That was the shit.
Is that the
That was fucking
cartoon one?
badass.
Is that the 3D one, or is that the like the animated one that was?
3D, that's the 3D one. The animated one came out before Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
3D one, awesome. The 2D one's better, but the 3D one's pretty good. What came out after Clone Wars? Was it Rebels? Was that it?
Rebels is fairly. I would still consider Rebels newer in like because I mean then again I'm my Star Wars body clock, let's just call it, is probably still set to the Lucas schedule of releases. So in like the scale of things, Rebels is still like a baby.
Of course.
It's still new,
There, well, yeah. There was the EA acquisition of the Star Wars games, which is pretty bad. Rebels, I think, was kind of meh.
Oh, what you didn't like like Space Aladdin?
No, I did not. I thought Ezra was annoying as fuck.
Doesn't he look exactly like Aladdin?
Yeah. Then he fucking becomes like a fucking skinhead in the last 2 seasons.
Well, no, I think they did that because they probably even realized it. Because in like the first few episodes, like I forget what the terms they're using. They're using Star Wars insults, but essentially they're being like, "Oh, look at this street rat. Oh, I gotta get this." You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I that was one of the things that immediately turned me off from that show. So I never got into it, but I did see somebody's video about, or that guy's video about, what's his name? Caleb Doom?
Yeah. Kanan.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm a human being, so, I saw that video and possibly, may or may not have cried a little bit.
Of course.
Damn.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oof. Especially with like the way that one guy's video, like I forget what their channel's called, but the way that they're doing the voiceover with it and everything. Oh, it hits. That video is, it's tight. That video is tight.
Of course.
Oh, that reminds me. You know what I really would want to make? I want to make what's I don't remember this guy's channel, but what's the one where it's movie pitch?
Nostalgia Critic?
No, not Nostalgia Critic. It's another channel where they do like, here's the movie pitch for this, and then it's like this, and it's this one guy, and he's kind of talking to himself, and he's like, "Oh, doing that is tight."
Oh, I don't know the person who you're referring to.
You've never seen those videos?
No, I've never seen them.
Where he's like essentially he's playing two different characters, and he's pitching a movie, and then it's kind of like, oh, but won't that interfere with their plans? Oh no, barely an issue, not even an inconvenience. You've never seen those ones?
No, I've never seen them. No,
Oh, okay.
I've never seen them. I'm afraid.
Oof.
Getting back to the Star Wars thing.
Star Wars.
The three sequel movies. I hate all of them.
What's wrong with them? I'm not saying that they're bad or good. I'm just going to ask you, what's wrong with them?
Okay, right. Well, I'm just gonna say this right now, right?
I took the diplomatic
Rey
approach.
is fucking. Rey is a Mary Sue.
Mhm.
Okay, she has zero likability to her, right? Because everything is handed to her. She doesn't earn anything herself. Everything is just given to her. There's no stakes to her character because she can just flawlessly do stuff, right? She's able to beat a professionally trained Sith warrior in a lightsaber duel when she has never had any previous experience with a lightsaber. Some people may say that she had her staff, right? But a staff and a sword are completely two different weapons with two completely different fighting styles, right? So she would have no experience with a sword fighting style. So the fact that she was able to win against someone who has mastered a sword fighting style is completely fucking idiotic, right?
Maybe.
What else?
But we'll go on.
The fact that she's like able to fucking do all this like she's able to do force mind tricks and stuff when she doesn't even know anything about the force. She just found out she was force sensitive there, and all of a sudden you mean to tell me she's doing like force stuff and all this advanced techniques like day fucking one? Like, dude,
Right.
that shit takes years to master, right? So like that stuff takes years to master. You have to be like a really, really fucking highly potently. Like, if they even explain the fact that she's really talented with the Force because she just has a higher concentration of metachlorians, that's fine, right? That's fine, but it wasn't in there. We had no explanation of how she was so good at everything, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm following. I'm following along. After when you're finished with your criticism, just for fun, I believe I would like to play devil's advocate to defend Rey, if that could be done. I'm not a big fan. I'll be playing, as I'm saying, devil's advocate, because you're not wrong, but everybody deserves a defense, even Rey Skywalker. And I'm saying that cringe, and I'm saying that with maximum cringe. So, please go on.
So, my next big gripe is that, she actually is a somebody, right? I actually liked the fact that Rian Johnson was like, yeah, no, your parents were like nobodies, man. Because, that's cool, right? That was, one of the coolest things about Rey. Like, she was a nobody. She, didn't come from anything. That's cool, that means, she's not, riding off the popularity of another character, she's making out for herself. But, I'd fucking ruin that with Palpatine coming back, right? This leads into my next point about how I hated Palpatine coming back. Because fucking Palpatine got thrown down a shaft, man. He literally got fucking blown up into, a Death Star reactor. How the fuck did he come back from that? I'm pretty sure there is no body of him left. So, how was he able to, get DNA to clone himself? Or, what the... What? What? I don't get it. And then they don't even explain it in the movie. It's just... He just says, a line that's really...
Right.
odd
Well,
and obscure.
I feel like I can jump in at this point. I think if we're getting to we've already gotten essentially to the Palpatine point, which is essentially the end of the third movie. I mean, how much? I mean, I feel like if I could even add to the griping, the only thing you could add on top of that would be, and then she had the audacity to bury Luke and Leia's lightsaber somewhere and take their last name and steal Luke's uncle's house. You know what I mean? That's...
Honestly, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that part because, I would definitely have taken up a new name for myself if I was descended from Palpatine, because, Palpatine's a pretty fucking scummy person. Everybody knows he was, a major war criminal, right? That's like me being a descendant of Adolf Hitler and having my last name actually be Hitler, right? And I'm just like...
Well, there is a politician.
No, I'm not...
There's a politician named Adolf Hitler. Somewhere in Africa.
Is it really a politician?
Yeah, he's this black...
Really?
He's a black guy.
Oh my god!
I'm serious. And one of the first things he said... One of the first things he said when going into office was he didn't have plans for world domination. I'm serious. This is real life. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, I keep forgetting the shoulder. Okay.
Anyway, so what I was saying was that's like me being descended from Adolf Hitler and having my last name be Hitler. I'm not gonna go around saying, oh yeah, I'm Geo Hitler, I'm gonna say, oh no, I'm gonna change my last name because I don't want to be looked at weirdly, right? And I don't want to... So I'd probably change my name, and you know what? Rey taking up the name of the person who was a mentor figure to her, that's fine. I don't mind that. But,
Solo?
Well, I mean, Solo would have been a better fit, but
No, I know.
I kind of agree. I don't mind it as much as other people do. I mean, it's still cringy as hell, but like that's one of the least offensive things to me in the sequel trilogy, right?
One of my theories, I thought that it was going to turn out that Rey was going to be like was a solo, um, like before they did all the reveals of everything. I thought it was going to be that Rey was going to turn out to be Ben's sister, who had amnesia or something, and she didn't
Is that
know.
what?
And that would
Oh,
have been why Ben was so interested in tracking her down and getting her to join him. You know what I mean? Like that was like that was there was something about that I thought like that made so much more sense. So I was a little bit disappointed with their decisions and reveals.
honestly, I would have loved it if Rey was like a Sith sleeper agent. Like
We already got Frog Face
she's
Ray.
yeah,
Look at my
I know,
lightsaber.
yeah, I know, but like what I was gonna say was I was like really hoping that like Rey was a was Snoke's other apprentice, and Kylo didn't know that Snoke sent her on a secret mission to like infiltrate the Resistance. So like what I would have loved was that like in the second movie, fucking Rey gets activated by Snoke, and she just fucking kills the entire Resistance command staff. She kills Leia. She kills fucking everyone, and then that's what fucking drives Ben to switch sides. Right? 'Cause
Activate
Rey
Project
kills.
Alice. So
Yeah, exactly. Ben is like so fucking distraught. Ben's like so distraught that fucking Rey killed his mom. So he's like, I'm gonna fucking get revenge on you, you whore, right?
So what? Essentially Terra's storyline from Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 6.
Kind of, yeah.
If you played that game,
I think no, I haven't, but I know what you're talking about when you refer to it.
which yeah, either way. Um, Tony, what are you doing? Get down, you stupid cat.
Tony, Tony,
Stop doing whatever you're doing.
Tony, no, Tony, no, don't do it, Tony. It's a trap.
I don't know. He keeps like climbing up onto something, and it's just out
It's
of
a
his.
trap.
It's out of his normal routine, so it's just kind of like whatever you're doing, stop it, because I don't want you to do that again.
Tony, no.
Tony no is essentially is probably one of the most commonly said things in this apartment.
Fair enough, man. You're in Canada, right?
Yes.
How's the snowy north?
We were good for a bit, and then yeah, it became snowy north again for like a half a week, and it was like, wow, this sucks. But other than that,
That's
snowy and north.
really you don't like the snow?
No.
Oh, what? I love the snow.
I think I used to like the snow, and then I stopped liking the snow when I was a little kid, and I lost my my Hoth Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in the snow, because I was playing outside in the snow with my Hoth Luke lightsaber toy. No,
And
no,
you've been bitter ever since.
or like the little like Kenner toys, like the little
Yeah.
action figures. I had that, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome, and then it like fell in the snow, and it's like no, and then it was gone forever.
And you've been bitter towards the snow ever since.
No, I've just been bitter in general ever since. Just ever since that.
The life.
That was the moment that ruined my life.
Slade, you poor boy.
It's like all he needed was just another tiny little lightsaber.
eBay wasn't a thing back then, nor was... Well, actually, was it a thing back then?
No,
Oh. Wait.
this would have been in
like
the
90s,
90s.
right? Like mid...
90s. 97, I think. It would have been the green
Wait, how old
labels.
are you, Slade?
These would have been the green labeled Star Wars toys, like the ones that were Darth Vader on like a black and green cardboard back.
Yeah.
So that was
I
like
remember.
96, 97.
Wait, so how old are you then? What age would have been then?
I just had my birthday on the 16th. I don't think I did anything for it though, but I'm 33.
33. Good age. Good age.
It's like it was just my 33 and a third birthday. And I know half as well as you, half as well as I would like to, and I like half as well of you as half as well as you deserve.
You live. You're like twice my age. Holy shit. Like, dude, I'm turning 17 in July. Holy fuck.
Well, remember everybody. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Good words of advice.
Oh man, this is I might have asked this before. Do you got toys? You got little figures?
I have so many. I have so many.
What are your toys?
So many.
What are your figures?
I have a shit ton of clone troopers. I have a clone trooper shrine. Hold on, let me take a photo of it and send it to the Discord.
Is this like action figures, like, or?
This is action figures.
Oh yeah, these aren't like the
I got
super articulate figures, right? Just like their arm joints move on them, they kind of slide forward and up, kind of thing, and.
Oh no, these are the super ones.
Like the
when
ones
I
you
got into the toy collecting, they had like their wrists move and shit.
Oh, okay.
Elbows and stuff.
These are the ones that you would take like professional photographs with, right?
Yeah, the really posable ones.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine that does that. I have a friend that does that.
Oh,
He
very
does.
good.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I think he actually at one point he was mentioning to me like, oh man, I can't wait till you get some of these painted up and like all their bases done. Like me, I'll help make some pictures. Oh, Tony, what the hell? Hold on.
Tony, what are you doing, man? Blowing it, Tony.
So yeah, sorry about that. I just had to run off to go and.
You're fine. I'm taking a photo right now. Let me just get the flash on.
This silver really is just essentially the final step because washes are such a minor step to do. It's just kind of like, these are pretty much done.
Hey, Slade, hold on, I can't hear you at the moment. Wait, what's going on, man?
So I was kind of just talking for myself and for maybe the recorded benefit. I was just saying that, essentially the silver is the only thing that needs to get done on these, and then there's just 2 wash stages that they need to get done. So which is, I don't know. I'm motivating myself essentially by telling myself, but there's only so much I need to do, and it's 1 paint color. Let's get some motivational music. What do we got here? There's got to be something. Something motivational. Something also royalty-free for no reason. Even though I don't really care about royalty-free. But that's what we'll do. Oh, hey, Valrax apparently also... I'll have to check that out at one point. Let's get some royalty-free motivational music. It says it's royalty-free. What's with that? What's with that? What the fuck? Alright, we got the inspirational music. We got the coffee. We got the power. Motivational. That's right. Gotta be cheesy motivational. That's the only way to motivate.
Wave beats
Wow, thanks for that Wave Beats music. It was really helpful for you to say Wave Beats music. In fact, it didn't ruin anything. Because a moment of comedy, something that you can laugh at, that can also motivate you and be inspired. That's right, Wave Beats music! Wow, how long is this inspirational music? I mean, it's pretty inspirational and such. But it's a good thing that it's only like 30 more seconds. So I don't know how much more inspired I can be with this Wave Beats music. And I should probably add a thinning medium.
Slays, can you hear me?
I can, sorry. I put on a song in the dead space of inspirational music.
Fine.
Sorry for that. But sometimes, you know, a moment of comedy is important.
Of course. So, Slade, you know the Masters of the Chapter kit?
Yes, I'm familiar with that. It's a good kit.
I bought it today, and I made, like, company champions out of them.
Mm-hmm. Company champions.
I'll show you. Yeah, because like, they're meant to be like chapter masters or captains, right? I don't even know what they're meant to be.
They're captains.
Yeah, they're meant to be captains, but I already have like all the 10 captains of my Blood Angels already. So.
Do you though? What are your 10 captains in your Blood Angels?
So I have the 2 web exclusive captains from way back when. I'm not sure if you remember those guys.
I don't, but I mean, this might be a little bit dry, but maybe you just kind of like quick. What are the 10 loadouts? I mean.
Oh, 10 loadouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a captain. I have one captain with a storm bolter and a power sword. Well, these are just the firstborn ones. I haven't gotten to the Primaris ones yet.
Mm-hmm.
I have 10 firstborn and 10 Primaris captains.
Oh,
so I have
20 captains.
Yeah, I have 20 captains. Yeah, but I got 10 firstborn and 10 Primaris. So basically, the one I'm looking at right now has got a storm bolter and a power sword. Another one's got a plasma pistol and a power sword. Where are we? The first company captain has a storm bolter and a thunder hammer, and he's in Terminator armor. The captain for the, I think, 4th company has a combi grav and a power sword. The captain for the 5th company has a combi melta and a lightning claw. Captain for the 6th company has a plasma pistol and a power sword. The captain for the 7th company has a plasma pistol and a power fist. The captain for the 10th company has a Storm Bolter and a Power Fist, and the captain for the 8th company has a Storm Bolter and a Power Sword, and then the captain for the 9th company has a Bolt Pistol and a Thunderhammer. I think I've listed all the companies, right? All 10 of them?
And that was the firstborn ones. And then you've got Primaris ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
have a bunch of Primaris,
of
yeah.
various Primaris loadouts, I'm assuming. Gravis,
Yes.
Phobos, Tacticus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I even have a Phobos Chaplain and Apothecary in there, because I've converted my own ones up, because they don't have kits for those, and I'm kind of upset by that, because I like Phobos.
What if I mean, you know, you can obviously, you know, do what you want, but it's just like, what if you use those masters of the chapter as just different versions of the captains you already had? They've got,
I
you
can
know,
do that.
they're that's them in their dress uniform,
Yeah, I can do that.
ceremonial uniform, or it's just different captains in your chapter, your blood angels. I'm guessing just straight up blood angels, right?
Yeah.
Those are just different captains that have been in the blood angels throughout the time, and some of them are dead in other times, you know. And I don't know. I mean, really, you can do what you want if you want to make them into whatever, so that way you can include everything. Why not? But then again, I don't know. There could be reasons to still have them as captains. I don't know. Maybe they're. What if they were Death Company captains? They all went off to the Death Company, and then they came back, and there was somebody else that was a captain. So they're a guy that has the rank of captain, but isn't a company captain. Those got to exist, right? I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Sure.
I know. I'm pulling stuff out of my ass here, but there might be that. A commander.
I was gonna have them as like various company champions.
Well, that works too.
Yeah, because like one guy's got a storm shield and a power axe. One guy's got a power sword and a bolter. There's guy's got a power sword and a power fist.
You know the other cat's going there. One second. I gotta investigate something. Now the other cat's going and checking something out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That was weird. The other cat all of a sudden is climbing up. Like, she never does that.
Oh, do you think there was a dead thing under there or something?
I don't know. They were just climbing up on towards like a bucket that has like my Black Series lightsabers and some like replica katana and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason she was doing that as well, and it's just really weird. I went over there and I didn't see anything. I don't know, maybe it was a mouse or something. That suck.
I'm debating on giving one of these guys a back banner.
A back banner.
Yeah.
I generally find those look tacky, but like if a model already has one, I'll just accept it.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my first squad, because I wanted to spread things around, I ended up making the backpack banner guy just one of the Bolter Marines. And of course that caught some attention from some people like, oh, why didn't you give it to the sergeant? I don't know, he's the banner guy. Was my thought at the time.
Of course.
I mean, when you're,
I'm debating. Wait, sorry. What's up, Slaze?
I was just saying, like when you're just getting into this, you've not read all the books and you've got like, your 10 toys. Yeah, he's the banner guy.
That's fair. I was the same. I was the exact same when I was a child. Well,
You
when I
you
I
you
said
are
when
a
I was a
child.
child, but like I am a child.
Sorry, not meaning
Dude,
to.
no. It's like compared to you, I am a child. So I mean, you have every right to say that. Oh, should I give one of these guys a jump pack? Make him the champion for the reserve assault company.
Sorry, you
Ooh.
can't find one or you can't pick one.
No, I'm just deciding. I'm debating on whether or not. So I've made two company champions so far with regular backpacks, right?
Okay.
So they'll be in one of the various companies that utilizes regular backpacks. Well, I was thinking, should I give one of them a back banner with a regular backpack? Because like I was either gonna go give them all four of them regular backpacks, or I was gonna give three of them regular backpacks and one of them a backpack with a back banner. Or I was gonna say I give two of them regular backpacks, and then I give one of them a backpack with a back banner, and then I give one of them a jump pack, and I can't decide.
Can company champions get jump packs?
I mean, if they're in the reserve assault company, I would imagine they're able to take them.
I don't think that being in a certain company is. I mean, like lore wise, I suppose so, but I don't think like game wise, there's anything that would be like they're in this company, they get this flexibility. Although I
Oh,
could
of
be wrong.
course, like they probably can't take them in game, but this is purely for like the rule of cool and to try and be as accurate to the lore as possible.
So how would you do like a jump pack apothecary?
I mean, he would just play as a regular. He would just play as an apothecary. Just the only difference is he has a jump pack, so he's able to like move 12 inches.
Oh no, how would you model it? I would like to.
Oh, I do have a jump pack apothecary, but
Is
I
he
can
is he
model a
just
jump
is he
pack.
just like just got like a regular jump pack, and then he's got like the apothecary arms, avoid it, kind of
Yeah,
ignoring all the stuff that's on the apothecary backpack.
kind of, yeah. Because like at the time I didn't have it, but if I was to do one now, uh, I'd take a regular jump pack and then I'd take the apothecary backpack, cut up all the shit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cut off all the stuff, glue it on, and give the backpack to him, I suppose. Because I want to do a Terminator apothecary, but there's no actual. The only places I can find Terminator apothecary bits are in the Dark Angel kits and the Grey Knight kits. So that's going to be a difficult one to try and convert up. But you know, I'll try my best at it. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now. Anyway, do you want to see a picture of what I have so far with the company champions?
When I've got a moment when the palette's dry, I suppose.
Okay.
Just so I'm not like leaving product essentially drying on the palette.
Oh, of course, of course. I'll send them to the hobby stuff, and
Cool.
then you can look at them whenever you got the time.
Cool. Do you want me to show them on the stream?
Why not, man?
Why not? I'll make that I can make that a regular thing. Hey, come show me your models. Let's show off everyone's models.
Yeah.
This is definitely not ripping
Hell
off
yeah.
Valrak.
Oh God, no.
Not in any way. It's no way similar.
No way.
I should go grab my helmet and place it in the background. Although it wouldn't show because I'm like on a green screen, so I mean like there would just be like a helmet maybe behind me and it would just look weird.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I heard it. I hear everything with my headset on. Oh man.
Very nice. After I finish my Blood Angels chapter, I want to do like a demi company. Like I want to do like demi companies of all my Blood Angel successors, like all my homebrew shit.
Are you doing a whole chapter, like let's just say the Thousand Marines sort of thing?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah,
okay. How far are you in on
I'm
that?
going for it. One company down. I have a full battle company down. I have some of the first company assembled. I think around 10, 20, 30, 35 first company veterans so far. I have some Primaris in the third company at the moment.
It's probably going to be
So,
really easy to fall into a trap where you end up with too much first company. But what you can do, and what I'm going to do with that, is you can always take some Marines from your first company and then turn them into veteran sergeants for your other squads, so you can pad things out a little bit.
mhm.
Because you know how you buy box sets and stuff, and there's always going to be like, oh, another squad of Terminators, yay! You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
so you're eventually gonna have a lot of first company, and you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I can spread some of the rest of this around.
yeah, true. Which is which is useful because veterans can be used in regular battle companies as like
Company
command
veter-
squads. So,
Company veterans.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So you can then you can pad out, you can take veterans out from the first company at one point. Usually this will just be like Stern Guard, really. I suppose. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
pretty, or no, I don't know. Can you give? I don't know if you can give company veterans jump packs, but I don't think so because they're meant.
If they're
No, I'm pretty sure that they're meant. The company veterans essentially are just the other finishing touch to the command squad. You get the
if
apothecary as an individual unit now. You get the ancient or the formerly standard bearer as an individual unit now, and then the three guys that are the company veterans. That's a command squad.
oh
That
really? It's down to a 3-man squad now.
Yep. They're well.
Oh
The last
shit!
I checked, company veterans was between 1 and 3
Oh my god!
because they're the they're
Me
the
looking
they're
at
they're the rest of the command squad.
I'm just looking at my 10-man command squad that has like one, two, three. Wait, no, it's got 5 company veterans in it.
Because the command squad has been removed essentially. It doesn't it for game purposes, like on paper, it doesn't exist. But the command squad has been turned into two different independent characters, apothecary and ancient, and between 1 and 3 veterans as a squad, as a unit. Okay, I think I'm just about got the last of what I've got on this palette here, so I'll come check that out in
Wait,
a
so
second.
was that change made in ninth edition?
I think it was made in 8th.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, it caused a little bit of a stir up with the way my models are composed together, but at the same time, not really, considering of having such a broad amount. So, like, pardon, I think I asked, but I think I just also forgot. What was like the total number of your chapter at the moment, or your
So
marine collection?
totally.
Just like everything
Let me just
altogether.
count. Let me just count this. Right. So I have
100.
100. I have 120
Mhm.
for the second company. Up there, I have. Just count this real quick, Slade. 15, 10, 20, 30, 34. Um, it's definitely like 200 and up because I have some 10th company as well, and I think it's like over 10,000 points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can give you an exact count if you want.
No. That's fine. I mean, just even a rough estimate's fine. Because really,
Roughly 200.
okay. Because I think when I was at about that point, when I was like, okay, I've got my battle company, they're all painted up, and then I had just about finished a second battle company to have it have it all painted up, and then I kind of thought, well, it's weird that I have these 2 full battle companies, maybe 50 scouts, and like a first company and all this stuff, but like, what about all the other companies? Like, why are they so empty completely? And that was when I split everything up. And so my companies now, Like my second company is all Primaris. It used to be,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it used to be all Firstborn, but now it's switched over to be all Primaris in the second company.
Is there a lore reason for that? Like, did they all get wiped out or something?
I didn't make any lore reason for it. It was maybe just like these guys are the second company now, and then maybe there was like a wait what? But I'm the captain of the second company. No, shut your mouth. That you're now the third company, sort of thing. I'm gonna give it that much explanation to what happened because there really isn't one. Or it was that's how it was all the time. Who cares? Yeah, the second company got wiped out and now it's all Primaris. Yeah, that works just the same. And so like it's got, I think it's got
You should have like
5.
go down that route. You should. Oh, sorry, Slade. Go on.
It's got 5 squads of 5 intercessors. It's got 1 squad of 10 interceptors. No, the
Blasters.
No, the other troops one.
Infiltrators.
It's got a squad of inceptors, a squad of suppressors. It's got like all the starter set guys, and then some more, and some easy build, and then like a box of intercessors and stuff, and like a dreadnought and things like that. So it's all filled out, but essentially to like the bare minimum, where there's maybe 60 Marines in the whole company, and that's not including the command staff. But there is a full command staff. There's a chaplain, an apothecary, an ancient. There's not company veterans because I guess they don't get those, but I don't care. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just patting myself on the back. Yeah. Okay, so is this guy
Well done, Slade.
silver? I'm just gonna look over this. Give him a once over here. And then how many are left? I've got to do my traditional countdown of I've done another one. I am now going to count how many are left. This is not obnoxious. So
Slade, let me ask you a question, man.
yes, and
You ever had your shit pushed in?
yeah, in my analytics all the time.
Hell yeah.
In my analytics.
Well, that's your most popular video, isn't it? Shit pushed in?
I think so. At least it's constantly being checked out. Shit pushed in with bonus ending. Yeah.
Pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, like, I made that a while ago, and it was, like, years ago. What, 2000 something? And that one, I mean, yeah, that was clearly just for fun, but, like, yeah, it was, that's a good combo. Where it's Training Day and Bruce Almighty or whatever.
Oh, I thought that was Ace Ventura. Okay.
Oh, it's Bruce Almighty, where
Oh, damn.
yeah, where he uses his powers to just have a monkey crawl out of a guy's ass, or appear out of nowhere to then crawl into a guy's ass or something like that.
That's funny.
Or no, he does, or it's both. It's both. I think he has a monkey crawl out of one guy's ass and then into another guy's ass.
Well, that's funny. Well, that's very funny. I gotta see this movie now.
And then the moment, that Hector guy's there and it's like, oh, did you ever have your shit pushed in? And then he has a monkey climb up his ass? Come on, those have to go together.
Right?
I made a meme out of my, I've got like these 4 Terminators here that I'm working on right now. And I made a meme out of it and people didn't get it. Because their shoulder shields have like arrows that are like one's pointing up, one down, one left, and one right. And so I made I photoshopped them together to make it like 2 up, 2 down, left, right, be a Warhammer symbol.
Of course.
And people didn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
They didn't get it. I don't know. Do you get it?
I don't, but like...
Fuck!
I'm at least in the spirit of it, right?
It's the Konami code.
What the fuck is the Konami code?
Contra. You'd get like 30 lives. 2 up, 2 down, left, right, BA, start.
Oh, yeah! I get you now.
But nobody got it.
No one got it, man.
And it made like a full squad, right? 2 ups, 2 downs, left, right, and BA. That's 10 Terminators.
Right? Wait, is that a full squad of Terminators? I thought they only rolled with 5-mans.
They can get 10.
Can they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
GW, why don't you sell us 10-man squads then?
I'm sure if there was like Legion sized, like if it was like Horus Heresy, they could probably be 20 man.
Imagine that, a 20... Well, then there would have to be like a squad corporal there, right?
Squad sergeant. That would practically
like,
be like a platoon sergeant at that point then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because like I was just saying, if you have like 20 guys, even if you've got 10 guys, right? You'd have to have like an assistant squad leader for if you split up into combat squads, right?
Oh, a corporal?
Yeah, like something akin to a corporal. Maybe not a corporal in name, but like
That's what I've called them.
Oh, really?
That's what I decided to call them. Like when I was like much more naive and not understanding of things, and I thought that the word marshal sounded cool, I called the squad leaders under sergeants marshals. But then somebody pointed out to me, no, marshals are actually really, really, really high up in the hierarchy of military, and I was like, oh, well then that's dumb. So then I made a thing that just Slaith does. He calls himself the marshal, like I'm the marshal of these parts. So they have corporals, which essentially is just a fancy way of saying squad leader, which is already what Space Marines already have, squad leaders. They have sergeants and veteran sergeants, but then squad lead, like not on tabletop, but squad leader would already be a thing, as far as I understand.
Yeah. By the way, what do you think of the company champions opposed to the hobby stuff, man?
Oh, shoot. I totally forgot. Hobby stuff. Let's pull this up. And all right. I'm going to put this in the stream. All right, let's go. Let's go to our first one. And that's one of the Masters of the Chapter models with his Power Fist and his sword. And you did a head swap with a Blood Angel's head.
Yeah, I gave him head swaps just because I'm not a huge fan of these old heads just because they don't have a lot of detail in them anymore. I'm sure for like back in the day these look great, but for the most part they kind of look a bit weird now.
I know what you mean. And let's see. Let's go to the next one. What do we got? We've got. Okay, so he's got a Blood Angel helmet. That's a good choice. Fits in with the rest of that. And then the orc skull.
Yeah. Killed some orcs.
The cat is now crying in the other room, like I've just abandoned him.
Oh god.
It's like, yeah. Okay, this guy, is that the same guy? No. Just the angles.
Did you notice I swapped them onto the 32mm bases?
I really didn't notice or think too much about it. But now that you're pointing it out, I see it. I like the bolter on this one. The Stalker bolter. Or not the Stalker bolt. Like I like the Storm Bolter magazine on bolters. It looks nice.
Yeah, it does. It's like a precision LMG kind of.
Well, I mean, there was one point where I was making a bunch of different modified bolters. I was taking orc shooters, and I was taking the drum mags off of those, and then I was slightly modifying bolters so that way I could give them like drum mags. Or straight mag, so they didn't have like the sickle mag. Yeah, there was this one point where essentially I was like, all right, here's my set of Call of Duty bolters, where they all have different types of of stuff.
Like all the modular type bolters.
Yeah. Oh, this guy looks good. I like the Maximus helmet, of course.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit biased, you know.
Yeah. That's like the old school Maximus helmet before it got a redesign, right?
That is a variant of the Maximus helmet. I'm going to just give it that, because all the helmets probably have slight variants to them because of the release of models and whoever sculpted the model or the bit or whatever. But I guess I'll let this cat out so he doesn't explode, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's fine. He's fine. He can stay in there.
Everything's fine.
Yeah,
Everything's fine, Slave.
All right. 4th Terminator, and then there's 8 after that, so 9 left. 9 Terminators left.
Ah. Oh, he, ha, ha, ha. I thought my jokes were bad.
Oh. Backtrack. Okay. Star Wars. Let me get off of this.
Okay.
Let me get off of this. We'll go put this into the general. Oh, what do you think, general chat? Oh, we're in the general. That's right. This is the Bloodhound's Discord. You can join it. So anyway, Star Wars. So I can't give explanations to everything. I can only somewhat speculate, theorize, and go what's shown off of screen. And of course, I can whine and gripe myself, which I have. But I'm now playing Rey's space lawyer. Okay.
Of course.
So Rey unknowingly, my client Rey, whatever her last name is we will just not disclose that to the court.
Of course.
So she unknowingly, because Star Wars isn't, but it really secretly is about bloodlines. So she unknowingly is a powerful Force user, let's just say. We could even go exactly off of like Yoda, like, oh, powerful Jedi was he, powerful Jedi, right? So
Powerful Jedi.
she's already, with hindsight, destined for greatness in that regard.
Of course.
And then, without any training, without any whatever, and of course, because, I'm not going to really super blame them for this, like, throwing out new Force powers in new movies, because, it's not like we really saw, Luke do any telepathy or, like floating objects or shooting lightning bolts or whatever in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, while she's being Force mind interrogated or something, it somehow reverses, and all of the knowledge or whatever that Kylo Ren, Ben Solo had goes over to her, and then she's able to then use all of his training. So the way she was able to defeat a trained Jedi Master, Sith Master, was that she essentially had all of his knowledge and skills because of the Force transfer of knowledge or whatever. And that only happened because of the Force dyad, which was a strong connection between the two.
Of course.
In the Force. So that would explain why she was instantly brought up to that level, because all of that knowledge was then transferred to her, either consciously or subconsciously, to some degree. So that way she could essentially, opening of an X-Men movie, oh wow, I have powers, sort of just stumble her way through things.
Okay, I get you.
And once again, this is me acting as her devil's advocate space lawyer.
Of course. How's your client faring today, good sir?
And what else was there? I know there's other things, but I can spin bullshit. What else was there? I know there was other things, but it's been a while. We forgot.
My other main gripe with Rey was that it made her into a somebody.
That she wasn't a nobody and she was a somebody, and that she was a somebody.
Yeah, I would have preferred her to be a nobody, because that's cool. Like, that's original. You know what I mean by that?
Well, you see, we make our own and shape our own destinies. So, really, until she was a somebody, she was a nobody.
Ah ha ha ha! I see what you did there. Very clever. Very clever, sir.
I went to space Harvard.
Of course. Of course. Ooh, actually, you know what, Slave? I think I've found a solution for my dilemma.
What's that?
I won't give any of them jump packs because I remembered I have the Lord Executioner Captain. And I can just make him into the 8th Company, or, what's the Reserve Assault Company? That's the 8th Company, right?
I actually mix those ones up myself. Which one's the Assault or the Devastator? It doesn't really matter.
Anyway,
Unless you're putting the transfer sheets on right now, it doesn't matter. The 8th or the 9th Company.
I'll just make the Lord Executioner into the Reserve Assault Company's company champion. Problem solved.
You know, I'm pretty sure at one point those companies were actually the opposite order too.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you go back to like 3rd edition, I'm pretty sure, and if you were to look at it, I'm pretty sure it would have one of the it would have the 10th or the 9th Company as, you know, like let's just say it's one way and the other, you know. It would have the Assault and the Devastator Company swapped in number, I'm pretty sure. And then they changed it at one point, and I was like, wait, what? Why did they change?
I think it's because they changed it, because in the lore, after you graduate from the Scouts, you become a Devastator, then you become an Assault Marine, then a Tactical Marine. So they just issued the Scout company, well, they issued the companies in that order.
Well, yeah, but no, but the reasoning was the exact same before that, though, where it was when you leave the Scout Company, then you go into this company to learn this skill, and then you go into the other company to learn that skill, and then once you have both of those skills, you are then upgraded into one of the tactical reserve companies. It's the exact same thing, but it's just switching which company comes first.
Wait, so if you when you graduate from the 2 reserve companies, is there a possibility that you actually will be put into one of the battle companies as a Tactical Marine? Or do you need to have like experience in the reserve companies to be put into a battle company?
I think that would depend possibly on the current strength of the chapter and many other conditions that would be strongly weighted in on that. If you would go
Well,
to
let's
it.
just say in a normal situation,
Well, you know,
like in a normal scenario.
well, well, how would you define a normal scenario? You know what I
Like,
mean?
you graduate from the reserve assault company, and chapter is at full strength, and let's just say you're put into a battle line company. Is that like as a tactical marine? You know, is that, you know, plausible, or do you have to go to one of the reserve companies to learn how to be a tactical marine first?
Um, I would have to answer that honestly with I'm not sure definitively 100%, but I would say it is possible that that could happen, depending once again on chapter strength and the severity of the importance of having Marines in a specific battle company as opposed to being in a reserve company due to casualties taken or missing in action, etc. But then again, also Marines from reserve companies can be attached to other companies for their
Replenishment.
replenishment or even just for a mission or whatever. Let's say like the 2nd company is going to go and do this mission and they've been backed up with Marines from these reserve companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think in the, you know, if we were going off of the books or whatever, that would probably be the most normal scenario where there's, you know, either it's kind of like in the movie Ultramarines where there's just like a tiny ship with a squad and their captain, or there's like a full battle company going down there with some reserves. And also it
Have
depends on the
you
chapter
have you?
too.
Yeah, true. Have you seen Ultramarines by any chance?
Yeah, I did a review on it years ago, which I probably should do another one because I mean, really, my review is kind of bad, but it was I was having
What
fun
did
when I
you
made it.
What did you think of Ultramarines, man?
I think Ultramarines is a really fun background movie to have while you're painting and stuff like that. And if I'm gonna go off of what I said back when years ago, I thought that it mirrored a lot of things with Lord of the Rings, with Fellowship of the Ring, where there's a lot of there's a lot of scenes of just them kind of walking and doing nothing and walking and doing nothing, and then there's the scene where the giant demon monster then knocks their leader to plummet to his death. And that like there was a bunch of points where like that, these are the things that I talked about in my review. And essentially in my review of the movie, I more or less just kind of make fun of it for like 10-15 minutes. It's not the greatest review, to be honest. It was like my first attempt at making a movie review. But I mean, I'll put the movie on every so often if I'm, just wanting to have something in the background while I'm doing some hobby work, or if I'm showing it if I'm introducing somebody to 40K, I might show them that so that they really have like a visual medium that's a little bit more entertaining and a little bit more approachable. You can digest it a little bit better than somebody sitting there going, and there's the Emperor, and oh wait, the Emperor, he was this guy that, he's lived for this long, and oh, he was created by these shamans that committed mass suicide to then create like a sky baby that then turned into this like, you know what I mean, like as every explanation of 40K turns into. So
everyone's so passionate about it.
I mean, Ultramarines is somewhat cliche, but it's a good movie just for some entertainment, something to put on.
Also, it's you know what makes it even more great?
What's that?
We get to boast to Valorak that the Imperial Fists got their asses kicked and had to be saved by the Ultramarines.
Oh, doesn't that make it even worse, though? I mean, like, the Ultramarines got their... the Imperial Fists got their asses kicked while they were defending, like, a citadel?
Yeah.
Oof. Like, ooh. So, like, the thing that you're good at, you got... Maybe they did that on purpose, though, to try to portray how really super dangerous the situation is, although... really, in hindsight, how laughably easy it was that they walked through. But there's also in hindsight, there's a reason for that. It's the same reason that, Han, Luke, and Leia escaped the Death Star.
It was a trap all along.
Well, yeah, of course it was. The demon wanted to get them to bring them to Macragge.
Macragge. Because they wanted to destroy Macragge.
And so that's why the Chaos Marines were willing to allow themselves to essentially just die. That's why they ran up and were
like
on
world eatering it.
No, that's why the Black Legion were set on easy mode in that movie.
Because they knew that by dying they would like help the Ultramarines get. Wait, so then why the fuck did they try and kill the Ultramarines then? They killed like so many of them.
Yeah, but they let them escape though.
True.
Although at the same time, the Thunderhawk does come in and like nukes the place, so it's somewhat but moot. But I mean, I'm sure there was somebody around somewhere hidden in those rocks to snipe.
That survived.
Like there was that heavy bolter guy up in the rocks that was sniping them. He was there. The guy they already killed.
The guy that killed their first standard bearer.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I would want to say that they were let to escape, like in Star Wars. Except for there's no homing beacon to find the rebel base, sort of thing. Instead, the homing beacon to find the rebel base is the book. And
Mithron, the Crag, the demon.
I like how that one part though in the end it's essentially it's that one part of like it's the opening of a space shooter video game.
Yeah, it's like Brother Nidon, get to the chapel, defend the relic.
No. Before that, where what's his name? Bring him up onto his feet.
Yeah. It's like, wake up, samurai. We got a city to burn.
like that right there is the opening of X amount of video games, right? Like the wake up, now we're going, I'm gonna pick you up from your feet. It's almost like the like a Call of Duty, an opening of a Call of Duty level, where you're like your ass kicked or whatever, and then somebody comes in and then pulls you to your feet, and then you're given a gun, and now you gotta go shoot him up.
Yeah.
And then John Hurt's character at the end, when they find him, he looks like he's a fucking zombie. For, like it was, or not John Hurt's character, no, because John Hurt's was the chaplain.
Yeah.
No, the apothecary. They find him, and he just looks. His face just looks looks so.
Sam.
Like, I don't know, the shadowing, the lighting in that scene is terrible, and he looks like, I swear, he looks like the zombie in Resident Evil 1, 2, no 1, in Resident Evil 1, or is it 2? I don't know. You walk around this corner, and there's like this zombie that turns around and like looks around at your face on like PlayStation 1, and I swear he looks terrible. It looks terrible.
Damn.
Okay. Hawaiian Punch. Because I can't drink Coca-Cola anymore.
You drinking that right now?
Yeah.
How does it taste? I've never had it before.
It's really sour.
Really sour?
Like a sour
what
candy.
Kind of fruit's in it?
It's artificial.
Oh, it's artificial. Oh, man. Ah. That's a shame.
I picked up something cheap because I have to kind of give up Coca-Cola because I noticed one of my teeth is kind of fucked. I don't know if I like lost a filling or something, but there's a part where it's all fucked, and I pretty much have to wait until January.
January?
I used up all of my dental at the beginning of this year, and now it's like, oh, holy shit, something else came up. So it's like, well, I'm just gonna have to be like super careful and not drink any cola and shit.
For like the next 8 months.
Yeah. But, hopefully it'll be slow.
See, this is why did you use up all your dental?
Yeah, because I had like messed up teeth probably from drinking so much Coca-Cola.
You wanna know what's good? You get some dilute, you put some like cordial or whatever, and you just put water in it. Like some diluted stuff, and you put like water or whatever.
You put water in your cola?
No. You'll probably know what I'm talking about if you see it. There's like these syrups, and they come in a bottle, and then you put a tiny bit of the syrup into a glass, and then you put water in it. And it like makes a drink.
Sure. Like a powdered drink? Maybe?
Kind of, yeah. I don't know if they have them in Canada, but you call them cordials over here?
I don't know. They might, but I've never seen one. I mean,
Okay.
I know it's not the greatest choice, and I probably was getting it because it's like, oh man, I probably should get something with a little bit of sugar in it because, going from drinking like 4 liters of cola maybe over the course of like a day or two, to not drinking
It's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar, and then cutting yourself off. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of this, so that way I'm kind of weaning myself. I'm not just gonna totally crash. And then, but then again, now I'm also like getting to that point where I was like, I ordered myself some coffee, and I mean like, I'm not too worried about staining my teeth, and maybe the sugar in the coffee is not that great, but at least it's still probably better than Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Slate's gonna be cranky without his sugar and caffeine.
Oh, cranky slaves.
Oh.
That's gonna be fun to see.
Oh, slave.
Oh, slave, you. Oh, slave.
So did you see? I mean, I think you were mentioning the other day that or was that G? Okay, was it G? Was it you or was it? Have you seen any of the new stuff that I've been making, the videos and animations and comedy
I
skits?
have
Oh, the camera. I knocked the camera. 1 second.
Mr. Space Marine, Mr. Space Marine,
Oh,
Mr. Space
that.
Marine show.
Yeah.
Love that. So funny.
The animated version of that.
Yeah, it's so great.
Because really, that's really old.
I
The
know.
real version of it. Okay, I know. I bumped the camera, or no, did the camera die?
I like the Chaplin walk cycle. That's cool.
I think the camera might have died. Maybe the battery died. If that's the case, I need to see what.
No.
Or it might have just turned itself off. I don't know, or overheated or something.
Is this your face cam or the actual like?
The model cam seems to
Oh
either.
no.
Yeah, it's resetting right now. So I'm just gonna see if it's on like 0 battery.
Oh no. If that's the case, then does that mean you need to stop the stream? What's going on?
Possibly we'll see.
Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, I could make it a Hangout stream, purely Hangout, or
Good.
I could switch to a video game, and there's lots of different choices. It's just kind of disappointing if all of a sudden I'm.
Hey, what, Slave? You like chatting with people who like films and stuff?
Sure, I guess. Is that a question?
Yeah. I'm just wondering because a few of my friends in in a server I'm in, like a few of my very close friends are I think they're starting to meet up for just to hang out and stuff. I'm just wondering, would you be maybe down to join us?
Possibly. We're just like it's just what like we're just hanging out and chatting on like Discord or something, or what's.
Yeah. We're just chilling out. We like to talk about films and animation, and a few of them are into Warhammer. Ramsey's a huge Warhammer guy. Like he's like really like he's the Age of Sigmar guy as we call him. He's really into painting and stuff.
Okay, let's see. So the battery's on 55%. I don't know what happened. Maybe it just reset for some reason. So here, I'm gonna try to.
We also sometimes I don't know if you play Among Us, Slade, but we also sometimes gather on for Among Us.
I've never played it. I've seen videos and memes. I actually just made an Among Us meme. Even though
Oh,
I've
really?
even though I've never played the game, I made it an Among Us meme just the other day. Um, do you know that picture of all the Primarchs from the novel The Primarchs?
Yeah.
So I took that picture and I cropped it to like not be like, the huge picture, but to just be the one just being focusing on the Primarchs. And then I put
Okay.
I put a caption above Horus and a caption above Fulgrim, and the captions read as "Red is sus, so sus."
That's funny. That's funny. I'm just imagining it now. It's pretty funny.
I think I have it up in the memes area on Bloodhound's Discord. Usually I share stuff like that in there because it seems relevant. So they got the camera working again. Yeah, it just seemed to be a case of maybe it got bumped or it knocked itself out or it overheated or something. It's an
Okay.
old phone. It's an old phone. It's an S4.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just kind of overheated and was kind of like, I'm giving up for a bit.
Wait, so Slade, okay, so is if your phone's oldish, right?
Yeah, this
Are
phone's
you,
old as fuck. And I
is
got
it able to run Among Us? I wonder.
the phone. I don't know. I've got another phone. Like when this phone died, like the first time, I'm just gonna say, um, I did get some like donor phones, and one of them is newer than this one, but the camera is shittier. I'm pretty sure it's an
Oh,
S7,
okay.
an S7,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pretty sure that the camera on it is shittier, or I just don't know how to set the camera on it to make it better or equivalent. And also, for some reason, the USB drive on that phone doesn't work. Like, I mean, like, not like the port on it. I can't charge that phone with a cable. I have to take the battery out and put it into another phone or into a battery charger to charge its battery.
Oh, we got a new comment from Slicks2123.
The
The
original,
original Terminator armor looks like it has really bad posture. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean the original this Terminator armor is probably incredibly unergonomic. I'm just gonna make that a word. Because I mean,
Ergonomically, not
incorrect.
ethically ergonomic.
It. I don't think it's proportionately correct. Because like if you look at where the guy's head is, and then you think about where his
Anatomically correct.
it's
That's
not
the word.
anatomically correct. Yeah, if you think about where his head is, like especially when the helmet's off, that makes it even more incriminating. When you can see where the head is, and then you think of where his neck is, and then where his shoulders would be, and then where his arms and all that. Terminator armor looks like it would be the most uncomfortable thing that you'd be like crunched into. It's definitely not to proportion or anatomically correct in many ways. It's very goofy, but I think
But we
that's
love it.
what we all love, but we love it. But we love it, yeah.
We do.
I've
The new Space Marine Series 2, the Space Marine Hero Series 2 Terminators, they look much better.
yeah, and I mean like these are also like oh bless you. These are also
Thank you.
fortunately fortunately as I say, the Assault on Blackreach Terminators. So they are I think the current scale, the current size of Terminators. Because I was actually looking at some of my older Terminators. I have one of the metal assault cannon Terminators. When you know
I have 5 of those guys.
when you had to get them separately in a blister sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that Marine is actually a little bit shorter. If you like look at all his details, he's a tiny bit smaller.
Yeah, he is.
But the thing is, it's not just that because I had the old plastic kit Terminators, the ones that you would have kind of like a swivel torso, a swivel hip. 40K is ridiculous, but we all love it anyway. Yeah, you're right, Slicks. So the ones that had like the swivel hip sort of thing, and maybe came with like a heavy flamer in the box. Those ones are a tiny bit bigger than the metal assault cannon Marine. And then you go to the Assault on Blackreach, and they're a tiny bit bigger. So yeah, this is obviously scale creep. But Terminators, yeah, are really goofy. But I want to get these.
They're cool as fuck though.
I want to get them done. That's the. It's like I need to motivate myself with that. It's like don't tell them so. It's like they're goofy. No, they're the sexiest thing ever, and I need to have them done.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, did you just say like one syllable, or did and cut out, or?
I think I may have cut out. Sorry. I was just saying that the Terminators are probably like the most iconic Space Marine thing from the 90s, like the awkwardly proportioned thing, in my opinion anyway.
The 30K Terminators look slightly more ergonomic. Ergonomic. Yeah, I mean, I think I was saying that from the beginning, but yeah, that's they. The other Terminators look cool. I was thinking about getting some of those at one point, but then the problem with that is then I'd have to come up with how how my pattern would apply to that specific armor, and I'd be sitting there for like 3 years deciding.
Wait. Do you mean? Wait, did you? Were you saying like how they would have them in, like how the Bloodhounds would use them, or how would you paint them?
How I would paint them
Oh, it's
because
really simple. Just do some well, just look at the pattern that you have already, and then see how that could apply. You know, if they like, if it's a, if it's a Tartarus pattern, they don't have knee pads. They have like Mark 6 greaves. So it really depends on how you paint a that you could like apply techniques of painting a Mark 6 legs to the Tartarus legs and stuff.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. That's actually the exact answer. Um, I just sometimes I don't want to get a new thing because it's like I've got enough old things that I need to just catch up on, rather than
Uh-huh.
get a new thing and go, this is how these are painted, if you know what I mean. Actually, like I right now I have my my Battlefleet Gothic ships. So those are my two Avenger or Vengeance Grand Cruisers, and then my two other smaller custom ships, kind of escort vessels. And I've not finished painting those because I have no idea how I would apply the chapter pattern, if even you would at all, to the spaceships. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at like an
Uh-huh.
ultramarine ship and it's all blue, okay, cool. You look at a Blood Angel ship and it's all red. A Black Templar ship, it's all black, cool. But would I make my ship then red and black with like silver trims and things in like a quad, sometimes split, sometimes would I do it like my vehicles, which have all sorts of different types of pattern combinations? There was so many questions, so I just never painted it
Oh, okay, I get you.
because I've overcomplicated things. But when one day I finally do, it will look amazing. That's why in all those videos the spaceship's just red, because I never decided what to do. But the Thunderhawk is patterned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I already know how I would paint a Thunderhawk if I were to get one because of the epic scale one.
Hell yeah. Just don't throw out the canopy of the Thunderhawk like Valrak did. Wait, no,
No,
that's the Stormbird.
I won't throw up my Stormbird.
Better
No,
not.
no. Didn't he have that like essentially donated to him? Essentially.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh come on, Slate the Space Marine audience. Where's my Thunderhawk? No, I'm just kidding. How fucking cruel and ungrateful that would be. Where's my Thunderhawk,
Mm-hmm.
people? Come on, ooh woo.
I haven't seen a donation in 1 hour. What is this?
I make all this content and nobody gets me a Thunderhawk. I left a comment on your Inquisitor movie video. I was at Games Day. Oh yeah. I saw that comment.
Wait,
Yeah.
Games Day happened this year?
No. He made this comment. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah. Oh man, that Inquisitor movie. That one's a good one too. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah.
That one's a really fun one with
I'm
Captain Darius and Inquisitor Krieger.
yeah, and I can't remember his name, but he was like a corn guy aligned with corn and shit, and he was trying to open up a portal or something. There was a few dark angels there. It opened up with this really weird gargoyle crawl text, I think.
Yeah, the gargoyle crawl. That was really cool actually. Actually, like at one point when I was trying to make video footage with like my costume and 40, I was trying to make like some 40K content that way. I remember asking my friend, I was like, "Oh, can we like walk around and try to find some stuff to like take video of?" And I tried to find gargoyles, and I had a really tough time finding them. And the only one I could
You know, wait,
find, the only one I could find that was within a reasonable distance was okay. It was hung upside down on under the overpass walkway that attached to a hotel.
the fuck?
It was in this really weird location and it just looked really out of place. And I was like, well, that's the only one I can find and it's useless. Let's just get out of here. Like
You know where you can find a lot of them, Europe.
yes, that would be very low cost and effective for my
Of
videos.
course, of course. You just buy a plane ticket to Europe, man. You're set.
And then I'm sure all 6 of the people that watch that video will be very impressed.
Probably.
And me the rest of the 90 billion times that I watch it. I'll be like, wow, that's so great. Don't you think, Tony and Abby, as I say to my cats?
Hi, Tony. It's Tony Montoya from Scarface.
He's actually named after Antonio. Well, I didn't name him, but I somewhat repurposed his name because he was named wrong.
Okay.
He was named Tony with an I.
Oh, God.
So he's now Tony with a Y. You have a costume
course.
of some kind? I have a Space Marine costume, Slicks. I have a Space Marine costume of the chapter that I'm painting right now, of the Bloodhounds chapter. I have probably a bunch of videos with that. It would be kind of cumbersome for me to pull it all out right now and jump into it right now, but I've got plenty of content with that, and I put it into my videos sometimes. I rotoscoped it in one of my recent ones. Oh shoot! Okay, sorry, I sidetracked myself with addressing that. What was I talking about? Something.
Uh,
Let's get some juice. That'll help.
Games Day 1996. Is there a model being sold in Games Day 1996?
Maybe. There was a VHS that they gave out at Games Day 1996 with the Inquisitor movie.
Oh, okay. Are you there by any chance, Slate?
No, I was 8. I was 8.
I mean, you know. That's fair. So you weren't into Warhammer until you were like a teenager, right?
That's a complicated question and no one understands it, but Shaft. So I was kind of raised in Warhammer when I was little, because my eldest brother did it, and my dad also didn't do Warhammer. He did like the Napoleonic figures at the time, and this was like in the 90s, so it probably wouldn't be anything that would exist now. So and so I saw that, and I think one day I was asked to help paint some Blood Bowl models, and then years go by, and I saw some of my brothers like beaky Space Marines, and I tried to play with them and broke them, and I always wanted to see look at his Space Marines, and of course he wouldn't let me look at them. And then 2001, I think I went to like a local game store, and I picked up a box of Blood Claws. So when I was like 12 or 13 was when I maybe started. Like actually got my own models and started. But of course I had seen, beaky Space Marines and like the old DOS Space Hulk and all that since I'd been really little. So Warhammer has always been something around for me.
That's fair. I got into Warhammer when I was like 13 years old. My mother and I were in Dublin one day, and we were walking back to the bus stop, and my mother decided to take a different route than usual. So we went up this little street, and she was showing me around the city because we had like half an hour or something to go to the bus stop, and I had just come out of like a model shop and bought some airplanes or whatever, because back then I was like kind of into historical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she took me up this little street and was showing me all these like really cool shops, and then I rounded a corner and saw this little shop. Right, there's this little shop, and it has some yellow and red lettering on it, and it says Games Workshop. And my mother was like, "Manny, you know what that is?" And I was like, "No." My mom was like, "That's Games Workshop," and I was like, "Okay, what is it?" And she was like, "Oh, I saw this when I was walking with your grandmother years and years ago. We saw the shop, and your grandmother was like, 'Oh, I'm sure you would love this.'" I was like, "Oh, okay." So I walked in to Games Workshop, and I was immediately met with a huge table with what was the chapter that was fighting? It was orcs versus I think Fire Lords. Fire Lords Space. No, wait, no, it wasn't Fire Lords. It was Hawk Lords. That's it. It was the Hawk Lords. And I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? And the employee came up to me and he was like, what's up, man? And I was like, oh, hey, man, what's up? And he was like, I see you're, pretty caught up in the display here. He's like, you looking to give this a try? And I was like, yeah, I mean, like, what is it? So then he explained to me the lore behind Warhammer. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And he was like, you ever did anything like this before? And I was like, well, I'm kind of into Halo. And he was like, it's pretty similar to this. So he showed me around, right? And I left the shop with a getting started in Warhammer magazine and paint set. And I painted that night I painted my very first Space Marine. I still have him to this day. I'm looking at him right now. And I went back there the next week. When me and my mother went back to Dublin the next week, I went back into the shop. And I was like, okay, I love the Space Marines. I know I want to do Space Marines, but are there I know that they're all seen in blue, right? They're like the most commonly seen in blue. I was like, are there any red ones? And the employee said, hold on one moment. He went to the back of the shop, got a box off the rack and showed me it. And he said, these guys, and he was pointing at a Blood Angels Tactical Squad. I was like, oh yeah. And I bought that set. I bought a Start Collecting Blood Angels box, and yeah. The rest is history. Almost 4 years later, and I'm here doing stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to collect the chapter now. Pretty heartfelt, I suppose.
Oh, I get you. I try to stick away from the chapter boxes because then I feel like I'm paying a premium on chapter upgrades. Like I'm getting less boots on the ground for more shoulder pads.
Yeah. I get you.
I mean, if it's a good deal, if it's a good deal, I'll get it. Like actually, one time there was a deal like I couldn't pass up. It was a Raven Wing box, so that's how I ended up getting one of my speeders and like a good portion of my bikes, and then all of a sudden and then essentially at that point I had the need for speed, and I was like, I need to start getting more bikes.
Right.
You know how you get one thing and then all of a sudden they're like, I have to get like only that now? It's the coolest thing ever. I need to get just this one unit now and like specialize in this. I'll be this army. And then you get bored of it.
I feel you. See, with me, like, I know what my army is. Like, we're very close combat focused, so I buy a lot of CQB stuff.
Well, when I first started, my army, of course, was like one squad, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I made guys with hand-to-hand and guys with bolters, and my sergeant was like a power fist and a bolter and all this stuff, and I was just like, rule of cooling it because they were my first squad or whatever, right? That was essentially my chapter. It was my I remember I think in my mind almost like kind of contrasting them to like the Maximals in Beast Wars. Like the squad leader was like the Optimus Prime at the time because I only had the one squad and that was my chapter. Those 10 guys or 7 guys or however many you got in that box. Sorry. I don't even know why I even piped in.
You're good, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So what's Valrak doing right now? I saw he was streaming. What's he up to?
Valrak, let's check. Valrak is currently
playing a game, I think.
Let's take a look, shall we? He's not streaming anymore, but he was playing Dawn of War. Oh.
Imagine if he showed up. That would give everybody a big scare.
Would.
So, Slaith, I actually finally showed up for one of your things.
Hello, Slaith.
What, is that what he sounds like, you think?
No, that's just my best interpretation.
Your best impression? Is that Geo I hear? Adam Frester. What's up, Adam?
Yes, that is.
That's Geo.
That's,
Are you
that's
new,
me.
Adam, or I'm not quite. I don't quite recognize. It's like forgive my
I
poor
remember.
memory.
I think I know Adam.
Oh, he's one of yours.
Yeah, he's from I think he's from my War. I plugged your channel a while back on my Warhammer Discord server,
Oh, cool.
and a few
Thanks.
people went over and subscribed.
Yeah,
No
thanks for
problem.
that.
I just thought I thought you were really cool. You know, I thought like what you were doing was awesome and it was original. So I plugged your channel and a few people went over and subscribed. I think Adam, yeah, Adam, I think is the guy known as what is it?
Oh, I should probably change the camera. That would make more sense.
I think Adam is who is Adam? Oh, it's Schlaffen. Adam is Schlaffen.
I That means something to somebody somewhere.
That's his Discord handle.
Oh, okay. Well, he's welcome to
Yeah.
join the channel if he wants. And thank you for the plug. I
Adam,
recently actually added a shill zone. I don't know why I didn't have one sooner. I guess that's what some people call it. I added like like post your content in the server sort of thing.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So that way, because one of the things I wanted to do at one point, and I thought this was a really good idea, because for smaller channels and things, was that sort of network, that like web of oh, I got some
Networking, I
I got some
suppose.
questions here. Hold on, I got some questions in the chat that I gotta catch up on. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm just gonna give this a once over and grab.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta do the shoulder here. You mentioned DOS Space Hulk. Did you get to see the hilarious way the captain's mouth moves at the start of every mission? Yeah, I actually have replicated it. I actually have done some of the, at least I think mission 1 through 6, I think, or 1 through 10 of the Space Hulk missions. I did them myself, live action, and I have those on my channel. So if you want to check those out, I think I just called them like Space Hulk briefing. I think, and it's me in my power armor doing all of the like that Deathwing captain or whatever, doing all those lines. It's like, brother Marines, your war gear has been carefully selected. Life forms have been detected. And then here he's like, yeah, I know. I'm familiar with those types of animations because I used to play a lot of old DOS games, a lot of old LucasArts games, like one of my favorites, and I actually picked up the special edition on Xbox because this game is really good. I would definitely recommend it to everybody. Monkey Island. Monkey Island is one of my favorite games. It's really funny. It's not a game you could play all the time. I would say, maybe play that game like at most once a year. And I'm serious because you'll probably by the next time you'd play the game, you would forget all of the puzzles and stuff and then be, having a fun time again. And yeah, a lot of their mouths would move like that, where it would be kind of like a bunch of squares moving in different directions to try to emulate a moving mouth because, pixels. But and then Adam's asking, have I seen Geo's Red Hood animation? Not yet.
I'll link it. Hold on. Don't worry. If you want to watch it, like, here,
Like on the
link
like
break.
right now? Like
I mean, if you want to watch it right now, I don't have any objections to that. Like, if
I would
it's up to you,
imagine.
man.
I would imagine you wouldn't. Watch my
I don't have any
content.
objections. Give me a pro. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it now, I don't mind. Like, honestly.
I'll watch it. Just remind me at the end of the stream if you're still around, and I'll watch it then. Like, is it like there's like a few minutes, or is it super long? Is it like a half
Pretty
hour?
lengthy. It's like 16 minutes.
It's not that bad. But it's in Lego,
17
hey.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna feel like it's an hour.
There you go. Wait, oh shit! I already sent it to you.
It's like Constantine, right? In Constantine,
Yeah.
you're in hell and you're only in there for like a few seconds, but it feels like you've been in there for years. Anything in Lego is the
Yeah.
exact same. Anything in Lego.
I get you.
So I think this guy's got his silvers. The first Monkey Island, yeah. Monkey Island was the first game that I ever bought. Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, Monkey Island's really good. And the special edition did it justice. They got the voice actor they got the voice actors for the later Monkey Island games to reprise the roles in the special edition. And you can at any point you can just like at the press of a button just turn it into the original version. So the special edition version of Monkey Island is, for somebody who would like, the Monkey Island games, which is somewhat niche, but still, it's good. I mean, like if you ever did you ever play the Telltale games? Telltale,
I played the Walking Dead Telltale
The
games,
Walking
yeah.
Dead. Okay, if you liked those games, you might like Monkey Island because it'll have a very similar sort of style. Although you'll have much more controls and options in Monkey Island than you would in in um, in Walking Dead, because Walking Dead's a little bit more streamlined, where you would go up to a thing and then it would be like press X or press A on this, and now it'll just tell you what it's to do. It's like chop wood, do this. Oh, just for example, on when you go to the thing, but when you would be playing Monkey Island, you would have a bunch of verbs that you would then get to apply to the things. Like pick up, push, pull, talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's in the special edition, it's a little bit, there is a somewhat streamlined option, but some of the things you'll have to manually put in yourself. And
I got you.
it's a good game.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the game?
Monkey Island?
Yeah.
Let me put this in. So, for story and writing, I want to give it full marks. I'll give it. I'm gonna give it. Well, I don't want to give it a 10 because that's, as according to that pizza guy. Those are rookie numbers, especially if it's a solid number. So I'm gonna give it like an 8.1.
Okay.
So it's high up there. That's a high up rating, 8.1.
Okay.
Like there could be better writing and there could be better stories, but this one, for it being a comedy game and all that, it's got a really good story and good comedy writing. For graphics, if we're talking about like the special edition and the original version, and keeping it also in context to the time that it was released and to the special edition when it was released, I would give it maybe like a 7.2, because it had very intricate series of sprites for different animations for the main character, and it did somewhat of a rotoscoping thing, which was very common at the time in video games on DOS and stuff, where you would take an image and then put it on like essentially paint over top of it to make your chubby office worker into a pirate with one eye, and then digitize it for the game. But then obviously the modern version of the game has really, really beautiful graphics. Like the visuals in the game look really nice. They're very true to the original game, so then that's a good touch. So I would give that, what did I give that? 8.2 or 7.2 or something like that.
8.2, I would say, is accurate.
6.2, what did I say? And then soundtrack, it's got the MIDI soundtrack from the original version was still good, and all of it's good. And then the remastered soundtrack, it's got some iconic songs that are memorable and like they're catchy, memorable, good songs that fit the. So I'm gonna give that one like a 9.5 on the music for Monkey Island.
Gotcha. I may have to go soon, Slade, because it's like midnight over here, so. Just to give you a heads up so I don't leave randomly.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Um, and of course,
How long have we been going for?
appreciating the company. It's very nice, very helpful. And I
Shoot,
need
we've
to
been going for almost 3 hours. Holy crap.
let's see. I need to check the chat. There's nobody saying anything in the chat. Okay, so good. Every so often, I just need to look up from what I'm doing and be like, did anybody say anything? Um, so yeah. So I guess overall, that kind of what boils down to like an 8.
I would say so. An 8, probably. An 8 sounds accurate enough.
And it's an iconic game. So I mean, like, it's not quite Doom, but it's a well-known game that was common enough at the time.
Get you. Um, is it like an adventure game? Is it like a first-person shooter?
It's a based adventure game. That's why I was trying to compare it
Oh,
to I was trying to compare it to Walking Dead because of how in that game you're somewhat, you have your
okay.
cursor that goes around. And although in Monkey Island you'll have like an inventory of stuff that you can use in different ways. Well, in that game, it's kind of just like your inventory kind of just is a non-existent narrative thing that, is that would just activates a trigger for the next narrative thing to happen for you to, you know what I mean?
Ah, I see.
Now, it's not like it's not that in Monkey Island in ways, but in Monkey Island, you can like look through your inventory and like actually have your character look at it and like talk about it and stuff, talk about the items.
Huh.
I mean, it's just good.
Get you.
Try it out today. And it's funny, actually, in Monkey Island, there is a character that's actually plugging a game, kind of similar to how I'm saying.
Really?
There's a character in Monkey Island that's plugging the game Loom, which was another game very similar, but had like it came out it was or I'm not sure if it came out before Monkey Island or if it was coming out just after Monkey Island, but it was like a click based RPG sort of thing.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Wait,
there's a
sorry, do all your Terminators have hazard stripes on the Power Fist?
um do all of them have it? Like I guess so. I think so, yeah. They
Is that
all
just
have.
is that just a thing that the Bloodhounds have? They just like to put hazard stripes on the Power Fist?
They don't always. Sometimes they'll have a red power fist, like the chapter master has just a red power fist. Or no, actually,
Oh,
no,
with the
no, no, no. I'm wrong. No, the chapter master has a hazard stripe power fist. Um, the Primarch, considering he's based right now, I'm using the Gilliman model. His power fist or whatever is red. I have some models that I didn't finish them, but they have checkerboard power fists. Like originally, the power fists were just going to be black, but I got really bored with that.
Hmm.
I just thought it looked lazy, and then I switched it up one day, and I was like, hazard stripes.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, it's not like a rule that they have to have it. Although for consistency, I will probably keep it up amongst the same types of units or things like that, um, or only individualize ones for like veterans and characters and stuff.
Hmm.
Although there is a Terminator in this batch that because when I got the model secondhand, his power fist was removed because the guy wanted to use it on something else, so he just didn't even have an arm. I had to use one of my Dark Angel's power fists to fill in for his missing arm. And so that's why I've got one Terminator that's got a power fist that's leaning out to the side, kind of similar to, I forget which box kit had it. There was Dark Angel's Terminators, and one of them has a chain fist that he's kind of reaching out to his side. Kind of a similar. I kind of recreated that pose by using this other arm, and he has on his power fist a sword going through the 10-point star of the Emperor on the back of his hand. So I painted that gold, and it's on top of the hazard stripes. And I know that sounds like it's gonna look terrible, but then I did it, and I actually was like, holy shit, I pulled it off. Like, I can show it to you.
I mean, it's great if you manage to pull it off, man. That's like.
I mean, it's gold on top of yellow is the thing I was surprised about. It's because of the way that I did it. I did it in layers by having gold, doing the hazard stripes, and then painting the black, and then painting a brass, and then painting the gold. It's because I did it in a certain technique, and it just worked. It Todd Howarded. I like how that reference makes sense somewhat.
Yeah, I like that too. It's a nice reference.
Thank you, Skyrim, or Oblivion, or whatever game that was about.
You're welcome, Alien Isolation.
Was it Alien Isolation?
No, it was. I think it was. No, I was just making a random quote to a game. Slaith, my guy.
You gotta go, though. It's late. Go to sleep.
No, that's not what I was gonna say, but thank you for reminding me. What I was gonna say was, I'm writing a story, one of my homebrew chapters, the Sanguine Templars. I was wondering, could I put the Bloodhounds in it? Like, they rescue a squad of Bloodhounds or whatever?
I suppose, I guess. I mean, they're not gonna be sitting there like, like in pairs of panties and stuff and saying weird stuff, are they?
No.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, God, no.
I suppose.
No, it's just because, the whole shtick behind the Sanguine Templars is that they hunt for relics, basically. They're a Blood Angels successor chapter that's been specifically created to hunt down the lost relics that the Blood Angels lost during the Horus Heresy. So they're very secretive. They keep to themselves a lot. They're never afraid to help out a fellow Astartes chapter in need.
Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. Sorry.
So I was just, you're fine. I was just wondering, could I have them have a scene in there where they save a group of bloodhounds and shit?
I suppose. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, that's also somewhat the Bloodhounds' shtick, that they're in some ways, just because of an irony, but they attribute it to fate and destiny. They kind of pull, what are those guys called? Those ghosts guys.
Ghosts.
The burning guys.
Legion of the Damned.
Thank you. Yeah. They pull a Legion of the Damned where they appear out of nowhere in at that moment where it's just wow, how did you guys know? And it's it was destiny, and they attribute it all to that, not knowing what they're really actually being done. But I think I've told you what they're really doing.
I don't think you have.
Oh, their ships are set to parade tour.
Oh, okay.
But they think it's destiny. They
They
have a device on their ships called the Holy Sextant, and it guides them to their next destination. And so they go to that destination, and they find a hidden cache. They find people in peril. They find a planet that's covered in Tyranids. Whatever, right? they attribute anytime that happens, they go to this place and they're like, it's destiny, it's the Emperor, it's fate and destiny, but really it's just irony and coincidence, and they're set to parade tour because their ships were meant to go on some parade tour of the freshly conquered Imperium at the time.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Because there was all of these intentions, all of these things in place, and they were just never set off of default. And the Primarch knows that, but nobody else does, except for the Watch.
Oh, okay.
And the Primarch is kind of ashamed by it and doesn't tell the chapter. Because if he did, they would probably, one, either laugh it off, not believe him, or they would lose a lot of faith and confidence in things. So by not telling them, he's reassuring them with a lie.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, you ever watch Watchmen?
Yes, I have watched Watchmen. It's a very good movie.
I have speculated. I have toyed around and dabbled with the idea of possibly having the Primarch clone Ozymandias himself in some sort of sense of the way.
Ooh.
But
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, by Ozymandias himself, what do you mean by that? Like he kind of turns traitor on them?
where in the sense that no, sorry, where he Dr. Manhattan's himself in an Ozymandias style plot.
Okay.
Making himself the monster that people have to hate.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, I do plan at one point, because there's all the different versions and things, and I can always kind of go back and do whatever and make excuses for things. But I want to pick up that Be'lakor model, and I was thinking of turning that into a version of Arrow, but turned into a demon. Because he, in some storylines, turns into a demon prince. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, well, because his brothers did it, so he's half cursed to do that.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's why sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he dies, sometimes he doesn't.
It's all a reoccurring cycle of... It's a Groundhog Day.
It's all a reoccurring cycle of suffering. That's why when I've told my story, like the Bloodhound story to some people, they go, "Oh, it's a Greek tragedy," which is it works because arrow is, I'm pretty sure, like a Latin word or something like that. Right? So that's Greek, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that kind of works.
Figure it out.
But how long have we been with this? Like 4 hours now. I mean, I'm almost losing my steam. Do we got anybody in the? Do I got anybody? You're gonna be taking off soon because you're going to bed. Do we got anybody still watching in the stream? Are you watching in the stream?
I'm watching.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the numbers here. So that would mean that would go down. Do we got Adam or Slick still around? Let's see if we got anybody else around. I mean, I'm kind of debating if I want to wrap up. Okay, we got Adam still here. Is it late for you, or are you Adam, or are you still around? Let's see. I've got 6 more Terminators to apply the silver to. That doesn't sound too bad, but at the same time, I know it's going to take a while. And I'm already on like 4 hours now, I think.
You're getting close to 4 hours, yeah.
1 a.m. over there, hey?
Adam's from where I am. Well, no, Adam, it's not 1 a.m. It's fucking midnight here, you dumb fuck. Adam goes to school with me.
Oh, okay. Clearly
He's a friend of mine from school.
He's gonna tell him to pay more attention in maths.
Dude. He really should be telling me. This guy got like fucking 59% on maths, and I got 2% on maths, and somehow I'm still able to do basic maths better than him. I don't get it.
Alright, I'll change the camera angle then.
It's like I get 2 fucking % in maths, yet I'm able to do maths better than him, and he got like what, 59%? Adam, what the fuck?
It's probably just got the charisma. You know, he just kind of gave the teacher a smile, and they were like, "Oh, Adam," you know, and
probably
then marked him up a little bit. Because he's the boy who lived. So, of course, he got celebrity status. Oh, Geo hears the thing. Oh, he's about to drop some truths here in the chat. It's about to get real. I have my ways of getting what I want. He just strong arms. He strong arms the teacher. Goes, now listen here. Now listen here, Professor.
I will stone cold Steve Austin. Wait, no, that's not.
Throws a beer at him.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah.
Alright, well, if I'm losing steam and if it's getting late for everybody, I guess we'll draw this meeting of the Midnight Society closed. We'll have 6 more Terminators for the next stream. I could probably do that tomorrow, or if I somehow regain steam, if I pick things up later tonight for people who are in different time zones. But we'll see about that. Unlikely. And then there'll be 6 more Terminators, and then after that, they all just have to get some washes, and they're done. So I think that's sounding pretty good. So we'll throw the sand onto the fire, or that's what they do when they start the story. We'll do whatever that is, and we'll wrap this up. And I don't have my Wayne and Schuster thing because that's on the different thing. So I guess, yeah, brother Marines, that